into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. Normally we would be dancing our way into our feel-good breakfast show. This morning I've got nothing left. I've pulled all of my internal organs, every muscle, even pulled an eyeball watching the World Cup this weekend. It has been insane. So thank you to SABC1 for bringing us all the action. We're going to bring you some of those highlights. What an unbelievable weekend, along with some incredible sport. But lest we forget, it's a brand new week, so we've got to set the scene, and we're going to do it in style this morning. We're going to take you right to the red carpet of the Mrs. South Africa charity ball. Beautiful, glittering affair. Everyone looked amazing, but of course, very important cause behind it all. We'll take you inside that. Then, of course, we have to reveal a brilliant new artist on the show. He started making a name for himself. He is fantastic and just an awesome guy. Timothy de Monk is in the house. Can I get a cheer, Mr. Monk? What's happening, brother? He's got the axe ready. He is warmed up and ready to rock and roll. Then we're going to take it from here way down here. Why? Because it's social media and how that's impacting on your relationship as part of our relationship chat this morning. Maybe it's affecting your relationship. For us, we know it's a necessary evil in our work, but how far can you take it? Do you take it? What is acceptable? Maybe you live your relationship out through social media. We'd love to hear from you on social media this morning. Stay tuned for that chat. Going to be a can of worms open this morning, I have a feeling. Then it's back to the kitchen to create something truly magical. Fish goujons, otherwise known as fish fingers. But it does look absolutely awesome, smelling amazing. We're going to have a lot of fun this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. Ewan, my brother, what is happening? Set the scene, please. Please give us an update of what's going on in Thailand.
Good morning, my brother. Thank you very much, and good morning to you as well at home. Thank you for tuning in on your Monday morning. Let's run you through those news headlines. First and foremost, in your national news, Mineral Resource Minister Gwede Mantashe has extended the period of public comment on the draft mining charter from 27 July to the end of August. Addressing the mining summit in Boksburg yesterday, Mantashe said he believed that there was a need for further engagement on the draft document. Over the past 2 days, the summit heard views from a number of interested parties on government's efforts to ensure transformation in the mining industry. The minister said the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation would also assess the socio-economic impact of the revised charter before it was gazetted. And there have been no reported South African casualties among the at least 85 people who have died in flash floods and landslides in Japan following torrential downpours which started on Thursday. Scores are missing and presumed dead. At least 2 million people have had to evacuate their homes. President Cyril Ramaphosa sent a message of condolences to the people of Japan yesterday. Also yesterday, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe warned of a race against time to rescue flood victims as new alerts have been issued over the record downpours. Making international news this morning, South Sudan's former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated in his position as part of a peace deal to end a near 5-year-old war that has devastated Africa's youngest nation. The statement said that the agreement was reached in talks held in Entebbe, Uganda, mediated by President Yoweri Museveni and attended by South Sudan President Salva Kiir, Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Machar. South Sudan has been gripped by a civil war since 2013 when a political disagreement between Kiir and Machar exploded into a military confrontation. And lastly, the operation to free 12 boys and their sports coach trapped in a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly, the head of the operation says. 6 boys have been brought above ground so far and are in good health. Rescuers decided to press on with the hazardous operations yesterday because of fears of rising waters. The next phase will begin this morning. Divers have been guiding the boys through darkness and submerged passageways towards the mouth of the Tam Luang cave system. And as we leave your news headlines for now, we'll bring you up to speed with those headlines in half an hour's time once again.
Let's kick it off in Russia, where the quarterfinals of the 2018 edition of the Soccer World Cup took place over the weekend, and it saw France, Belgium, England and Croatia all progressing to the last 4. So on Friday, goals from Raphael Varane and Anton Griezmann helping France beat Uruguay by 2-0. And that set up a semi-final clash with Belgium, who beat Brazil surprisingly by 2-1. Then in Saturday's matches, England down Sweden 2-0, while Croatia saw out a 4-3 penalty win over host Russia, ending their fairy tale run in this year's World Cup, and that was after extra time finished 2 apiece. Then on to Super Rugby. The Sharks Super Rugby playoff hopes were dented on Saturday as they lost to the Stormers by 27 points to 16 at Newlands. So the result leaves the Durban side in 9th on the overall log, which means they have to beat the Jaguares this weekend if they want to qualify and hope that the Highlanders convincingly beat the Rebels. Also in Super Rugby action over the weekend, the Bulls beat the Jaguares by 43 points to 34. In a drama-filled race in a Formula One this weekend, Sebastian Vettel opened an 8-point lead at the top of the F1 drivers' standings yesterday, thanks to a first-place finish at the British Grand Prix. Crossing the line ahead of Lewis Hamilton at a start from the back of the field, and Ferrari teammate Kimi Raikkonen, Vettel claimed his 4th checkered flag this season and 2nd at the Silverstone track. So Formula One now takes some time off this coming weekend before returning on the 22nd of July for the German Grand Prix. And then, of course, many eyes on the world of cycling at the moment as world champion Peter Sagan won stage 2 of the Tour de France yesterday to take the overall race lead. Sagan completed the 182-kilometer stage in 4 hours, 6 minutes and 37 seconds to take the yellow jersey with a 6-second lead over previous race winner Fernando Gaviria. Then Reinoud Janssen van Rensburg finished the stage as the highest placed South African in 69th position. We'll expand on all of the World Cup drama in the first hour of the show, so stay tuned. Right now, let's bring you up to speed with the weather.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's quickly take a first look at your weather and your temperatures on your Monday morning. It looks like most parts of the country can experience mild temperatures and partly cloudy conditions. Cooler temperatures, though, for Gauteng today, bringing with it some scattered showers in certain areas. I'll run you through your temperatures. Polokwane, 8 minimum, reaching a high of 18. Mbombela, 10, 21. Pretoria, 7 and a high of 18. Johannesburg, 6 minimum, your maximum 16, with a possible chance of some rain today. Mahikeng, 6, 17. Klerksdorp, 6 and a high of 17, with scattered showers as well. Kimberley, 5, 14. Bloemfontein, 2, 16. Richards Bay, 14, 23. Pietermaritzburg starting off on 8 minimum, your maximum 22. Durban 15, 22. Mthatha 7, 22. East London 14, 23. Cradock starting off on 4 minimum, your maximum 20. Port Elizabeth 12, 25. George 11, 24. Sutherland 3 minimum this morning, warming up to still a cool 14. Cape Town 12, 22. Worcester 5, 22. Springbok starting off on 8 minimum, your maximum 22 degrees. And Uppington 6 minimum, reaching a maximum 19 degrees. As a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6 o'clock bulletin, we'll keep you updated throughout the course of your Feel Good Monday. I'll be back just after 6:30 with another update.
So, of course, because it feels like the world is moving at such a crazy pace, changing by the second, let's slam on the brakes. As we do every day, take a look at what makes today, the 9th of July, momentous, historic, by taking a look at some of those historical moments throughout history.
Absolutely, my brother. Let's kick off with this one. On this day in 1947, then Princess and future Queen of England, Elizabeth, announced her engagement to Philip Mountbatten.
Philip Mountbatten, a legend within the royals and with us. Absolutely awesome.
It's a big day today, man.
This is really interesting, and we're going to stick with the royal theme here. In 1982, on the morning of the 10th, Michael Fagan broke into Buckingham Palace, evading 43 soldiers, 24 police officers, 350 staff members, and of course a ton of surveillance cameras, and spent 10 minutes talking with Queen Elizabeth herself in her bedroom before being arrested, understandably. This was, of course, one of the biggest security breaches in Buckingham Palace history. What did they talk about?
I would love to have been a fly on the wall, dude, with that.
Lovely jammies, Mom.
I wonder. Listen, also, I think a very, very big day, historic one as well. In 1991, South Africa was readmitted into the Olympics 20 years after being expelled from the IOC because of apartheid policy. So definitely a momentous day for South Africa today as well.
Oh, beautiful stuff, man. Well, that's our bite-sized dose of history. You go out there, seize the day. Make it one for the history books for yourself. Well, speaking of history, of course, we're loving during the centenary year, delving into some amazing quotes from Tata Madiba himself. And we're also going to introduce you to our Mandela Monday hero after the break.
We love that. We're also kicking off kick things into gear with a nice little workout, one of our favorites, Rudy Witowski. He's here this morning. Obstacle course racing, dude.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous, man. Well, if you want to know how to tackle those obstacle course races, he's here to tell us this morning. Stick around. That's more after the break.
Yeah, you can say the words that hurt the most, but I would never really look too close. And now you're searching for a better love, 'cause I just left you and I gave you up. Ay. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that other guy, and I saw them driving by. Whoa, tell me what you like. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. She tells me every day, day. 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 Yeah, you can say the words that hurt the most, but I would never really look too close. And now you're searching for a better love, 'cause I just left you and I gave you up. Ay. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Tune Into Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. It's your Monday morning. It's nice and fresh. It started off on the right note. And it's a very special month as well. We always regard July as a month that we look back at the life and the legacy of Tata Madiba as well. And he's left us with so many words of wisdoms. And we've been enjoying going through some of his incredible quotes that he said during his career. I mean, not only is he a man revered for his actions, but for his words as well.
An incredible orator, an incredible writer. So let's bring you one of those iconic quotes right now. And this one, I think, couldn't be more pertinent in when you look at the way the world is and what we are currently trying to wade through. He said, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." That actually might be my favorite quote of his. I'll probably say that every day we have a quote of his. But man, the world feels so marginalized at the moment, more racially, culturally marginalized than ever before. That, to me, are words that we can live by today, every day, this entire year, our entire lives.
That
amazing,
is profound, man.
Yeah.
Profound. If they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love as well, man. That is. I love that. So I think it's a great thought to just spare to go into your Monday and make this week a positive one at that as we celebrate Tata Madiba's centenary. I can't believe it. So go out there and just spread a little bit of Tata Madiba magic on your Monday.
So right now, we're going to teach you to love a little bit more by inspiring you with our Monday morning Mandela Monday hero. Now, if you run or cycle, you do it to get somewhere, or maybe to stay fit, for a sense of well-being, because you just really enjoy it, as a celebration of why it's good to be alive and have good health. Well, Neil Stacey does it because he's experienced and one of the most dangerous illnesses as part of his life experience, TB, and he's beaten it. He's returned to full health, and he wants to help the many other TB patients get to that same achievement. Here is his narrative.
With this group, they got their numbers.
With 2 feet for TB for every kilometer Neil runs or cycles, a sponsored food parcel is being donated to TB patients to keep their bodies fed right and primed to fight TB. For this and his inspiring message, Neil is our Mandela Monday hero.
I was told that I had TB in 1990, and I decided that I wanted to do something for TB. And then I had this light bulb moment, and I said, well, I run and cycle, so why don't I let my feet do the walking for TB? Creating TB awareness in South Africa is extremely important, because people don't understand the devastation that TB can actually cause. Every 3 seconds, someone is infected by TB. Every 21 seconds, someone dies of TB. So during the time that we've been running, you can do the maths and how many people have actually died from TB.
The run was awesome today. The weather was perfect and the group that I ran with was fantastic. I was diagnosed with TB at the age of 22, and when I was TB free, I decided that I wanted to tell everybody about TB and just to make awareness that TB can be beaten.
The way that my campaign is about is that I intend in the next 7 years to run every marathon, every ultra marathon and every cycling race in South Africa, and in the process create awareness, but also to do various campaigns and projects, for example collecting food parcels, getting food gardens, etc. We have started a food garden, and the whole idea is to make TB patients aware that ground gives life. So we've got a food garden in one of the suburbs in Cape Town, and we run races and we get donors to sponsor vegetable seeds, and it's just so nice to feel healthy. You eat clean, you run clean, and you live a clean life. My whole motivation and behind this is so that I can make people aware that there are people that are dying from TB out there. And the more I can create that awareness, the more people will know and understand what TB is all about.
Not everybody is aware that TB can be beaten, and because of his campaign, we can spread the word.
My advice to TB patients is persevere. It's 180 days of treatment. Take your tablets every single day. If you don't take your tablets, you'll default, and then you'll have to start the cycle all over. It's only 180 days of your life. If I can save one person's life that's had TB, then I have actually fulfilled my whole entire goal.
Love it, very inspirational on your Monday morning. Right now, let's get active, let's get fit. Rudy Witkowski's here, my brother. How are you doing? Good, man. Listen, obstacle course racing is definitely a trend that is very fast growing in South Africa, all across the world as well.
Exactly.
People are taking to it because it pushes you to reach new levels of fitness, and you're here this morning to give us a bit of an introduction as to how you go about training for something like that.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a trend now at the moment in South Africa, and it's really taking off. It's nice outdoor fitness, it's outdoors for everyone. There's so many various types of obstacle races. Yeah. So people don't know how to train for this. They just go out and train it just like...
And you can't just go into one of these things, you know, thinking that you're going to be okay, man. You got to do some training.
There's trail running, there's obstacles to evade, there's so much. You got to deal with mud, water, dams. So I thought I'll take you through a quick workout that you can apply at the gym, because most people don't have access to dams and
exactly. Well, it's a little bit windy out here in Cape Town, dude, so come on, keep us warm.
So we're gonna start with the overhead reverse lunge press. So you're gonna keep the kettlebell on your shoulder, and you're gonna reverse lunge and press. So as you go down, you're keeping your legs straight, your knees not exceeding the front of your toe, and you're going back. The nice thing about this is that it works your full body, and that's all what happens in obstacles. You're running, you're carrying, you're lifting, and you'll do this for 45 seconds, but now we'll just do 3, and then what you do on the right, you'll do on the left. 2, 1, we'll switch around the other side. Other side.
There we go.
As you can see, Ewan has a nice active shoulder. His back is straight, perfect form. Just continue again with 3, 2, 1. Dropping it down. As you can feel, really elevate your heart rate, because that's what happens in obstacle races.
It's a multi-joint exercise.
You're going uphill, you're carrying. Now we're just gonna hold, we're gonna turn the kettlebell around.
Okay.
We're gonna squat and press.
All the way up.
Squat all the way up and press. Squat, press. You got to ensure that you keep your back straight. You push your head forward as you're coming up. Drive the kettlebell up, using that momentum all the way up.
Got it. And this is perfect, I mean, for those obstacle course races, because you involve the entire body, which you wouldn't need.
Exactly. That's what you're going to do.
In those obstacle course races.
Exactly. For 3, 2, 1. And one of my favorites, if you can master this, you can master any obstacle race.
Okay, let's do that. Let's keep this one best
for last.
The kettlebell
swing, you're going to push your hips out, you're going to push your chest forward, you're going to go back, up, up. Take note, we're not squatting, we're just thrusting the hips, up, down, up.
Getting into
down,
the glutes.
Up, down,
All right. Really, but all of these exercises really focusing on strengthening the core, which is absolutely vital to go to with those obstacle course races. Dude, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron.
Love it. You see this with this type of exercise, a compound movement, you get the cardio in there as well.
I mean, great for fat loss, strength workouts, cardio workouts, elevated heart rate.
Love it, Rudy. Lekker, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
we'll be back a little bit later on your Monday morning with some more fitness.
From the Warriors outside to the Queens on the inside, of course, we are going to be introducing you to the 2018 edition of the Mrs. South Africa Charity Ball. The ladies looked amazing, and of course, they were there doing it all for a very good cause. Then our prodigal son, Carl Lewis, returns, no, not the sprinter, our sports journo, to chat about the 2018 edition of the World Cup quarterfinals. Where you been all my life, man? Where you been, man? We're going to have a lot of fun, lots to chew through as well. You can let us know on social media to have your teams made it through, how you're feeling about the semi-finals. You don't say a word, bro. We're going to catch up properly, but stay tuned. We'll see you after the break. Not a word, not a word.
Say the words that hurt the most, but I would never really look too close. And now you're searching for a better love, 'cause I just left you and I gave you up. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that other guy. And I saw them driving by. Whoa, tell me what you like. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Feel that music, feel that beat. Feel that beat, my friend. It is here. Game on. The quarterfinals are done and dusted. We are into the semis. France, Belgium, England and Croatia are going to be meeting in the semi-finals. So, Mr. Carl Lewis, great to have you here. I know it's early in the game and I hate to do it, but I've got to whip out a card, okay? Kylian Mbappe, I'm sorry for diving. Here's a young man emulating the likes of the great Pele by scoring a brace in a World Cup, and you're diving. We've got no space for that in this World Cup. In fact, with the exit of a lot of the South American teams, we have seen a dramatic shift in the way that games have been played. But I had to get the ugly stuff out of the way, dude. Got to do it, man.
I'll agree with you there. I think he's such a wonderful talent. And to do that against Uruguay just was uncalled for. And from what I've read, he's quite an intelligent man. He's met the French president and they really rate him as a person and not only as a player. So really I agree with you there.
Didn't need to do it. So we've got a 2-0 win over Uruguay, one of the most resolute defences in the business, Faranes. And let's hear it for the centre-backs performing in these quarterfinals. Absolutely brilliant. But when it's your day, it's your day. And I think Antoine Griezmann is probably the most surprised player on the field that goal went in. France have had something magical about this tournament. We know that they are meant for the big occasion.
Yeah.
And of course, they've done it before in 1998. So this is 20 years on. So there was a lot of emotion in the mix there. Were they the team that should have progressed? Are they a team that should be in the semis, should be in the finals, do you think?
I definitely think so. I think obviously their talent speaks for itself, but I think it was quite a subdued performance from the French if you compare it with their 4-3 against Argentina. But it just shows you how good they are, that, you know, they don't have to be going at 100%, but they're still getting through comfortably. Against a Uruguayan side that you said, they're resolute in defence. It's a well-coached side, but yeah, I think France were definitely deserving them.
So, of course, France will be going on to play Belgium, Thierry Henry's Belgium. Of course, Thierry Henry, a part of that 98 winning side. They beat Brazil 2-1. This, for me, was a coaching masterclass. When you look at the way that they were able to free up De Bruyne to be able to work his magic in the middle, playing the channels on the outside. Lukaku was absolutely amazing, I felt.
Yes.
For me, a coaching supremo up against Chiche, who's one of the best coaches in the world. How do you feel about the 5-time world champions bowing out?
Definitely, I have to agree with you about the coaching masterclass. I was going to use the word tactically astute performance. It was incredible to see. I mean, playing Kevin De Bruyne as a false 9 was, I think, a masterstroke. And using Lukaku on the right, from Roberto Martinez and Thierry Henry, I think it was probably their best coaching performance of the tournament. But Belgium, stacked with talent, I don't think you can count these guys out. They've showed throughout the World Cup that, you know, they are a team to be reckoned with. We've been going on about Belgium, the golden generation, and they seem to be getting it. I think this was the performance where they said to the world, look, we are a force now.
No, completely. There was 2 golden generations. Of course, Brazil having a lot. It felt like a heavyweight boxer up against a middleweight boxer. 2 brilliant teams. Well done to Belgium. And of course, they will be meeting, or when we look onto the Saturday's draw, the England-Sweden showdown. England, of course, going to be meeting Croatia after their win. But another coaching masterclass after Sam Allardyce had come out and said some pretty hectic things about Gareth Southgate's lack of ability to adapt. Can we hear it again for the centre-backs getting through there? Absolutely brilliant. Another Harry shining on the world stage. But for me, Jordan Pickford has been a revelation for England, buoyed by a brilliant performance. But again, the way that they were able to free up that lateral line to create space in the middle, brilliant strategy.
Yeah, I think Gareth Southgate, he's winning hearts and minds out there, not only as the person he is, what he's portraying out in the public, but what he's doing on the field. Just talking about his tactics, you know, the 3-5-2 I think has worked so well for England, and it's not really something synonymous with England tactically. You know, they 4-4-2.
Well, they can adapt, and what I love is because Pickford is so confident at the back and making the right decisions, they can push that defensive line further up. They played most of that game in Sweden's half, so absolutely brilliantly. I think England showing that they could repeat, of course, the heroics of the 66 teams. So many correlations being made there. I'm so glad that Dele Alli made it. And then we've got to say, Croatia, well done. I think they really did deserve the win, but heartbreak for a Russian side that has punched so far above their weight class, to use another boxing analogy. How do you feel about our final
I'm happy Croatia went through. I think, like you said, they are deserving. One thing I do worry, since Croatia's performance against Argentina in the group stages, where everyone was like, these guys are the dark horses. I don't think they've been as good. Both their knockout games have gone to penalties. So I think, you know, they've tapered off a bit. So I'm a bit worried about how they're going to go against England, especially considering they've played so much football in comparison to England. Conditioning is going to come into play. And I think the English are well conditioned, so it will count in their favour.
Maybe that 8-day break that they had, the start team might actually come in their favour. And I think too much is being put on Modric's shoulders. He was superb for me, an absolute.
What a player!
He was sublime to watch. But it's going to be Croatia up against England, and I think the pick of those showdowns, it's going to be Belgium up against a very young, very fast French side. We are going to see a glorious semi-final. Of course, they kick off tomorrow, and then we continue on Wednesday. Mr. Carl Lewis, thank you so much. No red or yellow cards to deliver for this one?
I might do it later.
Okay, well, I'm going to call an end to this game. Thank you so much. You can let us know who are your picks going into the semis.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's quickly get into your news headlines on your Monday morning. Making national news, Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has extended the period of public comment on the draft mining charter from 27 July to the end of August. Addressing the mining summit in Boksburg yesterday, Mantashe said he believed there was a need for further engagement on the draft document. And there have been no reported South African casualties among at least 85 people who have died in flash floods and landslides in Japan following torrential downpours, which started on Thursday. At least 2 million people have had to evacuate their homes in Japan, and Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has warned of a race against time to rescue flood victims. Making international headlines, South Sudan's former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated in his position as part of a peace deal to end a near 5-year-old war that has devastated Africa's youngest nation. The agreement was reached in talks held in Entebbe, Uganda, mediated by President Yoweri Museveni and attended by South Sudan President Salva Kiir, Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Machar. And lastly, the operation to free 12 boys and their sports coach trapped in a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly, the head of the operation said, after 6 boys had been brought above ground. Rescuers decided to press on with the hazardous operation yesterday because of fears of rising waters. That's a quick look at your headlines. We'll expand on those headlines at the top of the hour. Right now, let's get into your sport once again.
Just bringing you a quick synopsis of those major headlines. The quarterfinals of the 2018 Soccer World Cup took place this weekend, and it sees France, Belgium, England and Croatia all progressing to the last 4. Then in rugby, the Sharks Super Rugby playoff hopes were dented on Saturday as they lost out to the Stormers by 27 points to 16 at Newlands, while the Bulls convincingly beat the Jaguares with a great comeback, 43 to 34. Drama-filled Formula One action this weekend as Sebastian Vettel opened an 8-point lead at the top of the F1 standings yesterday, thanks to a first-place finish at the British Grand Prix. And of course, onto cycling, world champion Peter Sagan won stage 2 of the Tour de France yesterday to take the overall race lead. Reinhard Janssen van Rensburg finishing as the highest-placed South African back in the field in 69th. We'll expand on all of those headlines on the top of the hour. Let's get a traffic update.
Let's quickly take a first look at your roads this morning, and starting off on Gauteng Bedford View on the N12 eastbound. There's a stationary vehicle before Electron interchange. 2 lanes have been blocked, so please approach there with caution. It is causing some delays. And then over in the Western Cape, Khayelitsha, there is protest action in Samora Michelle. Jakes Gerwel Drive is closed to traffic between Oliver Tambo and the R300 highway. So please be aware of that. But if you're still heading out on the roads, please drive with care and reach your destinations safely.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures going into your Monday, and it looks like most parts of the country can experience nice and mild temperatures with partly cloudy conditions. Gauteng, however, a little bit cooler with the chance of rain as well in certain areas. Your temperatures, Polokwane 8 minimum, reaching a high of 18 degrees. Mbombela 10, 21. Pretoria 7 and a high of 18. Johannesburg 6 minimum, reaching a high of 16 and some scattered showers forecast. Mahikeng 6 and a high of 17. Klerksdorp 6, 17 as well, also with a couple of showers. Kimberley 5 and a high of 14, Bloemfontein 2, 16, Richards Bay 14, 23, Pietermaritzburg 8 and a high of 22, Durban 15, 22, Mthatha 7, 22, East London 14 minimum, your maximum 23, Cradock 4 and a high of 20, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 25, George 11, 24, Sutherland 3 and a high of 14, Cape Town 12, 22, Worcester 5, 22, Springbok 8 and a high of 22 as well, Uppington 6 and your maximum 19 degrees. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6:30 bulletin. I'm back in half an hour's time, just after 7.
Thank you, Brother Ewan. We're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, take you to the red carpet of the Mrs. South Africa Charity Ball. Then it's time to get to know a brilliant young man, a fantastic young musician, Timothy de Monk, with a game of rapid fire. You can brace yourself for that. We'll see you in a moment.
Meet the remaining finalists on Presenter Search on 3.
My name is Larina Machite. I am a digital marketer, blogger, accounting student, easy on the eye type girl. You know, that's who I am. When it came to Swaziland, I was the happy-go-lucky kid, swimming with my friends. So I really think it's important to keep those people around you. Once you make it to Presenter Search, they'll be watching your show. My TV industry ambitions would be to build an empire. So guys in here, if you want a job, Strange. Is it strange that I'm an expert sleeper? Whether it's a train, a bus, even a bicycle or a bathtub, click and I'm gone. I absolutely love the concept behind Presenter Search on 3. The fact that a girl like me can become a superstar on a channel like this is unbelievable. Are you okay? I have a hidden talent. And the reason I never tell people this is because I know the question that follows it. Yes, I can sing. Okay. Do you want me to sing? There's a fire burning through my heart. I am vivacious, young, I'm full of energy, and I'm here to entertain you.
Catch Presenter Search on 3, Thursday nights at 8:30, and watch the top 10 compete to become one of 3 new presenters on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome back, and welcome if you've just joined us for the first time as well. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC 3. It's your Monday morning, myself, baby, and myself and baby are keeping you company. This morning.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner, man. Listen, let's get up to date with some entertainment news quickly.
Oh man, well I think in South Africa, in the world of entertainment, there was only one thing going down. It was the Durban July, and wow, it did not disappoint. Of course, sunny Durbs was the place to be on Saturday, specifically Greyville Racecourse, and it hosted the 121st edition of the prestigious annual event that is, of course, the Durban July. Thousands of punters, including celebs like actress Nomzamo Mbata, TV personalities Boiti Tulo, who looked amazing, Kay Naomi, as well as businesswomen and politicians' wives as Norma Gigaba and Tembeka Nkobo. They turned out to enjoy a day of glamour and fun at the races. It's not about the race, it's about the racy outfits, man.
There were some racy outfits that
I mean, yeah, it really pushed the bounds of social media. Of course, Mbata wearing a very revealing dress in striking colors designed by Rich Factory and inspired by the Maasai people of Kenya. Everyone knows there were so many big personalities in one place. The only place where they could fit was the Marquee Village, where I think we saw various companies, individuals or groups of people that were hosting and providing the Durban July feel. They really have raised their game this year. The Afro Entertainment Marquee maintained its reputation as one of the most talked about tents of the day. It's where it went down, drawing a very cool urban youth crowd, included DJ Tira, Lady Zamar, the Destruction Boys we've had on the show, and then at the Mambala Noise Kings and Queens Marquee, aka Nasty C, Mafiki Zolo, Babes Wadumo gathered. That was kind of the royalty section, and designer David Klale's private function at the paddocks that probably got the most love on social media. Kagaba was wearing a gold mini by designer Ora Peleng Mabutle, excuse me for butchering your name, but she really did represent herself. Her Home Affairs Minister husband Malusi nowhere in sight. Likewise, Nkobo has a sequenced black mini and fur jacket, while her hubby, Police Minister Becky Klale, was busy working, of course. Do you think any of these people actually watched the horse race?
Look, I've been to the Durban July before, and yes, you get the crowd that is really there for the races and, you know, putting some money on the races.
Look at that audience,
and as you can
man.
see, but I think when it comes down to the celebs and the VIP marquees and tents, you know, I think it's really all about the fashion, all about the party, all about just connecting with people in the industry, which I think is lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fashion plays a big role, or the lack thereof.
Yeah, but this year I think they really just stood up. It's very racy from my perspective. So you can let us know.
You were at the races.
Yes, you were at the races. Exactly, man. But maybe you've got a favorite outfit, a favorite celeb, someone who really shone. You can let us know on our social media platforms. Right now, though, an opportunity to, I think, share in a very glittering evening as we go inside here.
Before we get there, let's play a little game quickly. Guess who? Because we have to ask you guess who on a Monday, all right? And we take one of our most loved, one of our favorites, one of the most well-known people out there. Maybe we blur a photo and we give you a couple of clues as to,
that's
who it
easy,
could
man.
be.
You can see exactly who it is.
Yeah,
man.
but you would know. Yeah, you would know. Listen, so here's some of the clues. This is the picture, all right? We'll always say step a little bit further away from your TV set, and then maybe you
squint your eyes just a little bit like that.
That's clue number one. So here we go. This actress was born in Swaziland but resides in South Africa. All right, we love her. She is known for her role in the soapy Scheme Song. Okay. And if you still don't know, here's one that made huge waves on social media recently as well, when she spoiled herself with a McLaren and a trip to the Maldives for her birthday on the 26th.
I don't know if she owns the McLaren or if she was just renting it for the day. Either way, it's
I don't know.
Levels.
It's levels, man. Indeed.
Absolutely love that. So you can head over to our social media platforms. At Expresso Show is the handle or the hashtag to use. Let us know who our mystery person is this morning. Now, you can see I'm chomping at the bit to get into our charity ball this morning. The Mrs. South Africa pageant stands apart as an empowerment program. It's not just a pageant, it's an empowerment program designed not only to uplift its contestants, but previously disadvantaged women as well. This all came together beautifully at the recent Mrs. South Africa charity ball, where the top 25 finalists were announced. Take a look.
Mrs. South Africa is a woman who's mature, ambitious, driven, and always strives to be the best version of herself. And in achieving this, she has to help other women become the best versions of themselves. And this is what the annual Mrs. South Africa charity ball is all about.
All proceeds from the evening go towards the Women for Women non-profit organisation founded by Miss SA 2003 Cindy Nell Roberts. The charity strives for female empowerment and community upliftment by providing skills, training and mentorship to the less fortunate and previously disadvantaged women of SA.
With me is Hlengiwe Twala, who is Mrs. South Africa 2017. Hlengiwe, I want to know from you, what kind of opportunities for life improvement does Women for Women ensure?
It's important for us that we start from the beginning when young girls are little and make sure that they become women who support other women. So we will be giving 10 to 20 girls bursaries to go to school, and we'll take them all the way up to matric, making sure that they get the proper education. When you empower a girl, you empower a nation.
Why was it important for you to stay on with Women for Women even after your reign as Mrs. South Africa?
The whole reason why I entered Mrs. South Africa for me was because I'm so passionate about women and women's issues. I just wanted to make sure that I don't lose out on that legacy that I've left as Mrs. South Africa, that I continue. I wear my invisible crown every day, and I own the problems that we have in this country, and I want to be the answer to that.
It makes perfect sense then for Mrs. South Africa, which is not your typical pageant but rather a female empowerment program for married women in SA, to be the benefactor of this wonderful cause.
With me is the CEO of the Mrs. South Africa pageant, Joni Johnson, looking absolutely stunning tonight.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
But I want to know, what contributions does a Mrs. South Africa have to bring to the citizens of South Africa?
She really is the mother of our nation. She's a woman of substance. She's a woman of virtues. And, you know, she's there to empower other women in our country. So we really gained the reputation of a female empowerment movement. These ladies have been with us for 4 months. They go through 4 months of workshops, of training, of learning new skills, and, you know, really just women upliftment and empowerment. And also we see it as an entrepreneurship program for women.
The top 25 finalists chosen here tonight are about to embark on a journey of sisterhood that culminates in the official crowning of Mrs. South Africa 2019 on the 9th of November. And someone who knows this journey all too well has to be current Mrs. South Africa, Nicole Kappa.
This is actually a university of life, and these 25 women are about to embark on a journey that will literally change their lives. And the things that they will learn in this process, you can't learn anywhere but here. They're going to learn things like capacity, things like confidence, self-esteem, passion and purpose like never before. And it's actually quite emotional looking back and remembering our journey from last year and knowing what they're about to embark upon. I'm incredibly excited to see them shine. For me, I'm passionate about ordinary women doing extraordinary things within their communities. And I would hope that all of these women remain humble, but most of all true to themselves, because this country is craving authenticity, humility and vulnerability. So I think just be yourselves, embrace who you are and just shine, because women are supposed to shine.
I just want to say to all the ladies, the biggest asset you can have is confidence. You know, a woman that is confident, that owns her, that is beautiful in her own body, in her own skin, is the most beautiful thing that you can have. So really just own confidence today.
You've already gained your crown by being brave, by being strong, by showing South African women that you are enough. We need more affirmation to women around South Africa. So you've already won. Just be you and take in every moment.
It's been such an awesome evening, honoring the women of South Africa that really need a helping hand, as well as looking forward to the road to Mrs. South Africa 2019. It's been so awesome witnessing the amazing spirit of sisterhood in Mzansi.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us. And likewise, thank you so much for joining us, Timothy de Monk.
Only a pleasure.
All those guns on safety, bro.
Oh, no, no.
I'm not a safe distance away.
What are you talking about?
Keep it on safety, bro. It's a lot of buffness on the set this morning and a lot of talent, bro. So good to have you here, dude.
Thank you very much.
We're going to have a little bit of chat, but first, you got to prove your medal, okay?
Oh.
Every star that comes onto the show has to answer some really silly questions, okay?
Yeah.
In a game of rapid fire.
I'm ready.
No, it's really not silly because we find out who the real Timothy is through this process, but we've got to do it fast, okay? Are you on it? Are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
You ready? Have you had enough coffee? Are you in the game?
I've had enough coffee, yeah.
I can see the fire in your eyes, dude. I'm looking forward to this one so much. We've got 60 seconds to get through as many as you can, starting in 3, 2, 1. If you could invite one person for dinner, anyone, who would it be?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, nice
Yeah,
one. Lion King or Aladdin?
Lion King.
Kim K or Chloe K?
Chloe K. No, Kim K. Kim K.
You can say both. The ability to run really fast or super strength?
Super strength.
Your biggest pet peeve, what irritates you? People asking you stupid questions.
Oh, that is that. Yeah, people asking exactly.
If you could perform alongside any performer, who would it be?
Queen 92.
Nice. If not a musician, what would you be?
An architect.
Wow. Win a Grammy or an Oscar?
Grammy.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
The Avengers or Justice League?
The Avengers.
If you had the ability to go back 2 days or the ability to go ahead 30 minutes?
2 days.
Nice. Durban Beachfront or Kruger Nature Reserve, weekend away?
Kruger.
You're stuck on an island. What is the one item you would take with you?
A guitar.
What is your favorite trait about yourself? Your lack of originality. No, I'm joking.
Ouch, hectic. I think persistentness. And
nice.
yeah, basically.
A movie with subtitles or audiobooks?
Audiobooks.
Last album you bought?
Hectic. Noah Kahan's album on iTunes.
I don't know if they're watching right now, but hopefully they appreciate it. Okay, and that's our time done. I'm going to ask you one last question because I'm allowed to. Who's your favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team, the Springboks.
I know, it was a silly question.
I mean, that was like a
silly question.
That was a silly.
And I got some brilliant answers. Buddy, thank you so much for playing along with us. Some really interesting things there. You mentioned Ed Sheeran's name there.
Yeah.
You are a singer-songwriter. How important is it now for a young artist trying to make their mark, and you are making your mark, for you to be playing your own music, writing your own music? Yeah, covers are great, and it's great to get you out there on YouTube, but how awesome does it feel hearing your music on radio?
It's amazing. It's like I said, it's surreal actually, and also it's incredible. I think it's the most important thing to actually get your own music out there, other than doing covers. And I mean, it's important to get a following via covers because people know the covers, but getting your own music out there, getting your own sound out there is also more original. It's more you.
Every day, is that you? Is that because that's kind of where you've got your foothold within
That's why
the
I
industry?
started. That's why I started. That was more me and my record label at the time. But now my new song is obviously more me.
I was going to ask, because you are pouring so much of yourself into everything that you're doing, but you've also got to tick certain boxes if you want to get it on radio. I mean, this is a business, yo. We'd love to all be sitting in our rooms playing music and recording it for YouTube, but you want to get onto radio, you want to be playlisted, you want to get downloads. How do you go about writing? Do you think about that sort of stuff, or is this now an opportunity to announce to the world, okay, this is Tim, this is what I'm about? Where do you draw that line?
Wait, so how do I go about writing? Basically,
and creating your music.
It's also for the guitar riff, maybe, or maybe I'm on the computer doing some production. All of a sudden, I like how it sounds. I like where the drums are going. I like where the bass is going, and then vocals will just flow after that.
How now do you put yourself in that journey? Like, do you put pressure on yourself to say, okay, by this date, I need to have enough songs to be able to get this album or EP together, or are you just waiting for that inspiration to strike and performing as much as you can?
It's either me putting like pressure on myself or my mother.
What's your mom's name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. My sister's name is Jennifer. Moms, we love you. Jennifer, you're a superstar, clearly, man.
Obviously, yeah. It's either that, and then that way I also stay focused, because if I'm not focused, Mom always whips me back into shape and then also gets me back into focus as well, because it's always like it's a weird thing. There's no routine to music, obviously, so you got to make your own routine for yourself as well.
Dude, and if you're going to make it a career, you need to create that structure.
You have to be structured, basically.
No, my mom's exactly the same. Whenever I'm having a crisis of confidence, she'll say, just be better. Just do better than you are right now, and you'll be all right. So what's next? Where are you in the life cycle of Timothy?
Right now, I'm focusing on my new single, No Stress Moment, and then from there, I'm also almost done with my new album.
Really?
So that's also in the works. All independent, all thoroughly independent now.
Dude, I'll ask you about the independence train and why you've made that big leap. But clearly you're backing yourself, and with good reason, dude. You are so phenomenally talented. Can't wait to see you perform. Timothy DeMonk, thanks for playing along this morning, dude. I feel like we got to know him so well, and it's only been about 5 minutes, but you have to see him perform to really know the man. Stick around for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Graham. We got to know our performer, Timothy DeMonk. He's going to be performing for us after the break, so don't move a muscle. Then also when we come back, we dive into some tech news on your Monday morning, and we take a look at 3 interesting tech from the movies and how we might be able to use them in the future in real life. That should be rather interesting and exciting. That and more after the break here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
you can say the words that hurt the most.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Tune into your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso right here on SABC3. It's your Monday morning. Good morning, Kat. How's the brother, man?
So how are you doing? Thank you very much. Good. Blue Mondays. Blue Mondays.
Yeah, Blue Mondays, man. Let's unblue. Let's unblue it, brother.
We're going to unblue it with well, I don't know. This just gets my goat, okay? But it's not actually about a goat. I know we focus on the animals. It's about, and not even a GOAT, greatest of all time. We're going to talk about Neymar, who has, of course, written his name down in infamy.
Stop the train.
But now some kids, of course, doing the hard yards in practice. Practicing the Neymar. You see, that little one, he didn't get it right because he's not rolling. You've got to tumble like a race car that's just kind of launched into the air. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, I love it, the Neymar.
Dude, the thousands of videos and memes that have been created as a result of all those roles that Neymar's done.
Goodness.
He did more of that than playing football.
But completely. and the ridiculous thing is they're all being paid so much, they just don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
all part of the artistry. And then also, apparently the World Cup is not something that only humans enjoy. Also, cats are big lovers of the World Cup. In fact, there was one that was caught by people on the internet. Take a look at this. A cat really enjoying this game against, I think it's Brazil, Denmark, it looks like. Look at it. There it is. Kitty cat supporting
in fan gear.
Yeah.
Slippers, the works.
El Gato. El Gato. Supporting do Brazil.
He's intense, man.
Oh, man. How do you even get him to do that?
I don't know, but he's seeming to enjoy the game.
Just put the game on. That's how you get him to do it. You just put the game on.
Just like that. Listen, we've also been talking a lot about the What the Fluff Challenge, all right? It's back once again because it's just there's no end to it whatsoever. But here's another failed attempt by a girl. It didn't go so well. Check it out. Human still there.
Human there, and...
Oh! How many times?
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
The best thing about these failures is the way the animal looks to the camera like a...
Oh, no, man. Oh, no, man. Do you not know your own house?
Oh, my goodness.
What's wrong with you?
When will the abuse of these animals stop, man? When are we going to stop?
So is the idea just to kind of disappear and have your dog look very confused?
Completely blow the mind of your poor, simple-minded dog, or presumably cat. I don't know. Cat wow. Or something like that. It's rough, man.
Next time, just make sure that the door is open.
Oh, please post us a video of your What the Fluff challenge if you've got one. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts. What's grabbing your attention online this morning? Hit us up on Facebook, on Twitter. As always, hashtag Expresso Show. Likewise, you can let us know about what you think about this particular performance. We've been loving getting to know the young hit maker Timothy DeMonk. He is in studio this morning. He's going to give us a taste of some of his brand new music a little bit later. But right now, he is going to give us a taste of what he can do with a very, very cool song. It's Every Day.
That hurt the most, but I would never really look too close. And now you're searching for a better love, 'cause I just left you and I gave you up. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that other guy, and I saw them driving by. Whoa, tell me what you like. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every day that she's not alone. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day. Yeah, you can say the words that hurt the most, but I would never really look too close. And now you're searching for a better love, 'cause I just left you and I gave you up. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that other guy, and I saw them driving by. Whoa, tell me what you like. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows, and she tells me every every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day. Short skirt, she's flying high. Whoa, she wants that other guy. And I saw them driving by. Whoa, tell me what you like. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows. And she tells me every day that she's not alone. And she gives me highs and she gives me lows. And she tells me every day that she's not alone. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day, 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 day. She tells me every day.
Love you, man. You know, the best thing about watching you guys perform is the little looks between each other. You're just like, yeah, well, that's awesome, yeah, awesome. Can feel the love there. Class act, awesome stuff. I know we're going to get some incredible original music from the man. We're also going to connect you to him on social media. Show some love. He really does deserve it. At Expresso Show is the handle to use. But right now, let's get back into those news headlines.
Thank you so much, Graham. Yes, it's time to take another look at your news headlines, starting off with your national news. Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has extended the period of public comment on the draft mining charter from 27 July to the end of August. Addressing the mining summit in Boksburg yesterday, Mantashe said he believed there was a need for further engagement on the draft document. Over the past 2 days, the summit heard views from a number of interested parties on government's efforts to ensure transformation in the mining industry. The minister said the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation would also assess the socio-economic impact of the revised charter before it was gazetted. Then there have been no reported South African casualties among at least 85 people who have died in flash floods and landslides in Japan following torrential downpours which started on Thursday. Scores are missing and presumed dead. At least 2 million people have had to evacuate their homes. President Cyril Ramaphosa sent a message of condolences to the people of Japan yesterday. Also yesterday, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe warned of a race against time to rescue flood victims as new alerts have been issued over the record downpours. Making international news this morning, South Sudan's former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated in his position as part of a peace deal to end a near 5-year-old war that has devastated Africa's youngest nation. The statement said the agreement was reached in talks held in Entebbe, Uganda, mediated by President Yoweri Museveni and attended by South Sudan President Salva Kiir, Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Machar. South Sudan has been gripped by civil war since 2013 when a political disagreement between Kiir and Machar exploded into a military confrontation. And lastly, the operation to free 12 boys and their sports coach trapped in a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly, the head of the operation says. 6 boys have been brought above ground so far and are in good health. Rescuers decided to press on with the hazardous operation yesterday because of fears of rising waters. The next phase will begin this morning. Divers have been guiding the boys through darkness and submerged passageways before the mouth of the Tham Luang cave system. As we leave you news headlines for the 7 o'clock bulletin, we'll bring you another update on those headlines in half an hour's time.
Well, as always, we start in Russia where the quarterfinals of the 2018 Soccer World Cup took place this weekend, and it saw France, Belgium, England and Croatia all progressing to the last 4 on Friday. Goals from Raphael Varane and Antoine Griezmann helping France beat Uruguay by 2-0. That set up a semi-final clash with Belgium, who beat Brazil by 2-1. Then in Saturday's matchups, we had England downing Sweden 2-0, while Croatia saw out a 4-through penalty win over hosts Russia. That was after extra time finished at 2 apiece. Then on to Super Rugby. The Sharks Super Rugby playoff hopes were dented seriously on Saturday as they lost to the Stormers by 27 points to 16 at Newlands. The result leaves the Durban side in 9th on the overall log, which means that they must beat the Jaguares this weekend, who are in incredible form at the moment. And that's if they want to qualify, and they've got to hope that the Highlanders then convincingly beat the Rebels as well. And also in Super Rugby this weekend, we saw the Bulls beating the Jaguares by 43 points to 34. Then on to Formula One drama at At Silverstone, Sebastian Vettel opened an 8-point lead at the top of the F1 drivers' standings yesterday, thanks to a first-place finish at the British Grand Prix. Crossing the line first ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who had to fight his way back from the back of the field, and Ferrari teammate Kimi Raikkonen. Vettel's now claimed his 4th checkered flag this season and 2nd at Silverstone. Formula One now takes a week off over this coming weekend before returning on the 22nd of July for the German Grand Prix. And then finally on to cycling's biggest showpiece. World champion Peter Sagan won stage 2 of the Tour de France yesterday to take the overall race lead. Sagan, he completed the 182-kilometer stage in 4 hours, 6 minutes and 37 seconds to take that yellow jersey with a 6-second lead over previous race leader Fernando Gaviria. Reinout Janssen van Rensburg, he finished the stage as the highest placed South African, further back in the field at 69th. That's where we leave our sport for now. We will touch on some of the worst performers of the individuals in the World Cup in just a moment, so stay tuned for that.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's take another look at your roads and see what is happening. 2 incidences that you need to be aware of. KwaZulu-Natal, Pinetown, on the N3 eastbound after Paradise Valley. There's an obstruction of the left lane, so please just please proceed there with caution. And for the Western Cape and Belleville, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 that's outbound at Plattekloof Road, blocking the centre lane. Just please keep a lookout for that as well. Nothing else to report on at this stage. We will keep you updated throughout the course of your Monday morning.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Just after 7 o'clock, let's quickly get into your weather and your temperatures once again. And it looks like a rather mild day for most parts of South Africa, following on from a very cold week that we had last week. But also Gauteng can expect a couple of scattered showers in certain areas with dropping temperatures. Polokwane this morning, 8 minimum, your maximum 18 degrees. Mobela 10, 21. Pretoria 7 and a high of 18 degrees. Johannesburg starting off on 6 minimum, your maximum 16 with some scattered showers expected. Mahikeng 6 and a high of 17. Klerksdorp, some rain expected as well today, minimum 6 and also a high of 17. Kimberley 5-14, Bloemfontein 2 minimum, reaching a warmer 16 degrees. Richards Bay 14-23, Pietermaritzburg 8 and a high of 22. Durban 15-22, Mthatha 7-22, East London 14 minimum, your maximum 23. Cradock 4 minimum, 20 maximum. Port Elizabeth 12 and a mild maximum 25. George starting off on 11 this morning, sunny conditions reaching a high of 24. Sutherland 3 and a cool 14. Cape Town 12-22. Worcester 5-22. Springbok 8 and a high of 22. And Uppington starting off on 6 minimum, reaching a high of 19 degrees. And that wraps up your weather and your temperatures for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll get into it again in half an hour's time, just after 7:30.
Madiba, let's take a look at Facebook and food for thought on this Monday morning. As you can see, Graham in a very, very thoughtful mood over there. And what we are saying here is that today, obviously, last week of school holidays. So, do you think it's important to work during the break to get experience and pocket money? Or should children just enjoy their time off? Let's see what you had to say. Vincent says the kids must enjoy their time off school. Carmen says, I really think both. Working, getting pocket money, experience puts a self-esteem up, and getting to the point, this is real life, and going out and having fun, enjoying your life, living your day to the fullest. All right, quite a number of things to say there. Ashraf here says they should enjoy their time off, but I would say if they're nearing the end of their school career, grade 11, grade 12, then they should work so they can gain experience and be prepared for the real world out there. Most jobs do require experience, so this is a perfect time to gain it. Well, let us know what you think about this on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. And of course, as you interact with us on Twitter and on Instagram as well, use hashtag Expresso Show.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. Then you've got to prepare yourself for lasers. Now, we're actually talking about tech that could possibly make its way from movies into the real world. Imagine a real Death Star.
Wow.
Are these things a possibility in today's crazy world? They might just be. I mean, we've got a Space Force coming to America. Who knows? We'll find out.
They might have a giant laser at it as well. And then, listen, we're jumping into the kitchen with a delicious jungle oats recipe. It's date bars. Yes, nice. Date bars. Perfect for the perfect date, maybe. I don't know. After the break, we'll show you.
It's an energetic start to the week with Afternoon Express at 4:30 on SABC3 as we bring you a live performance by electronic music group Good Luck. who recently made news for all the right reasons when they put on a free performance for the homeless population of Cape Town. Plus, we sit down with seasoned actress Dorothy Ann Gold, who's been in the business for 3 decades. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A very good and happy Monday to you as we dive into our Monday morning tech digest, and our resident tech expert, Brian Smith, joins us to explore 3 technologies from movies and how we might actually be able to use them in the future. Hopefully the near future, not the too far future. Good to have you here. So how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
Excellent. So let's kick it off with one that might seem like a bit of a broken promise, where Back to the Future promised us that we'd have hoverboards at some point in the future. Is this actually looking likely?
Well, if you grew up like me, you always wanted a hoverboard, and perhaps along with where is the flying car, that's one of the most asked questions in 2018.
Yeah.
But the good news is that we could one day have hoverboards. What researchers have worked towards is developing hoverboards that work through an electromagnetic field, and essentially that would repel a hoverboard or panel off of a magnetic surface, as in the video right here.
Yes.
Obviously the limitation is that it only works on a magnetic surface.
Right.
But hopefully this will pave the way for this kind of technology to exist in the future.
Wow, so we'll need many roads paved with magnetic technology in order for that to work. So
we can do it by tomorrow.
Infrastructure, like infrastructurally, it might take some time. All right, then next up, Harry Potter fans. The invisibility cloak was one of the big features. In fact, one of the 7 Horcruxes, if I remember correctly. So what about it? Is there actually any feasibility to something of an 7? What? It's a deathly hallow. Yes, exactly. Is there any actual feasibility to it actually being a reality?
There definitely is, and I think this is perhaps something that's close to the hearts of many Harry Potter fans. More recently, researchers have attempted to create clothing, apparel surfaces that can reflect or at least disguise the presence of certain colors. For example, recent research has proved that it's possible to use this technology to harness the color green and remove it from situations where one could either see it through the human eye or through radar.
Yeah.
So definitely this could make a debut in the future if they're able to expand that capability to other color palettes and other colors in the spectrum as well.
All right, very exciting stuff. And then something very precious, if you will, the ring to rule them all. In this movie, of course, a very ominous part of it, a very dangerous part of it, but there is a possibility of us using rings for everyday kind of thing. Tell me about what are we doing with rings?
Well, hopefully we can do it without the eye of Sauron watching, but what has come to the market in recent years and is actually a working consumer product is the idea of a payment ring, wherein one could swipe at a payment checkout similarly with their card or cell phone using a near-field communications enabled ring. And this kind of idea has been expanded to where one might imagine a wristwatch or a smart wearable being used to control appliances and devices in a smart home.
Yeah. So let's end it off with, I think, a piece of technology that possibly is probably the least likeliest to come around, but it would be very nice. How about building an actual Death Star?
Well, so that's definitely something would be amazing and perhaps very terrifying.
Yes, exactly.
As well. Interestingly enough, this has been proven to be completely unfeasible. And for a bit of humor, in 2013, American citizens actually petitioned Barack Obama's government to build the Death Star. And understandably, the government turned that request down, given the fact that the technology to create that kind of devastating super laser that can destroy planets just doesn't exist, as well as the fact that building that kind of space station would just cost trillions upon trillions of dollars.
And besides that, we all need to be first trained to be Jedis before we can do that. So
we need a lightsaber.
Before we can, I'm trying to No, can't move it with my mind, so then Death Star, not feasible. Thanks very much, man. Always appreciate your time and your expertise.
Thank you.
Now, you at home, let us know on social media if there is any technology from your favorite movies that you wish could exist in real life.
All right, here we go with another exercise segment after that. Tech Digest this morning with Rudy Witkowski. He's here this morning. Obstacle course racing is what we are doing this morning. It's a huge trend taking over at the moment. A lot of people are actually gravitating towards that for their fitness goals as well. Rudy, thank you very much, man. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Interesting, you launching your own obstacle course, man.
Yes, I am. It's on the 27th of October. It's going to be the first ever night obstacle-themed zombie race. It's called After Dark Invasion.
Dude.
Yeah, so you're going to be zombies on the field and like running at night doing obstacles, quite something.
Nice, dude. Look forward to that. But now we need to get fit for something like that, dude. So we had a nice little workout earlier on using kettlebells. We're continuing that now just to show you how to go about training for obstacle course races.
And if you haven't noticed, if you tune into Euron's Instagram, there's some really hilarious, funny videos. And he loves to be in the duck position, so I thought I'll incorporate a duck walk. So if there's one of those videos, you're going down into a duck walk, and you're just going to go left, right. This really activates the quads as well, gets Euron's booty going.
Listen, would you do this on time, or how would you do this?
Normally for 45 seconds, but now we'll just go for 3, 2, 1, and relax, coming up to a standing position. Another really effective exercise. So single arm bent over row, you push your buttocks out, chest in, you're gonna row, bringing the kettlebell towards your chest, in and out. Really working your one arm, isolating that one arm, strengthening those triceps and your blow back for 3, 2, 1. Other side. Obviously what you do to the right.
Form here is very, very important.
It's critical.
I mean, if you're going to go with a heavier weight, it's all good and well, but I mean, you've got to make sure of your form.
For 3, 2, 1, and relax. And it's so important, like you said, your form is extremely critical in that. So if your form is slightly off, I recommend going to a lighter weight. Otherwise, for those of you who can, use a heavier weight.
Right,
another
one more in there.
We're gonna squat, upright row, really work to your shoulders, pushing out your buttocks, up, down. You don't wanna squat forward, you wanna push back.
That's it.
Down.
And I mean, with these type of exercises, you can see how they form part of obstacle course racing. Because the pushing, the pulling action.
The nice thing for this as well, it's really effective for runners. Especially a lot of runners complaining about that little stubborn fat. It works at stubborn fat and lower abdominal areas. So
that's it, exactly. If you want to get rid of your stomach, start with the legs, man. That's how it works. That's how it works. Rudy, thank you very much, my brother. All the best with the planning for that race.
Yeah, you should be there.
I wish I was fit enough to do this, but luckily, if you come back,
look at
this. Listen, that's our fitness segment this morning. If you're into obstacle course racing, you can let us know what is it about this kind
After Dark
fitness,
Invasion.
After Dark Invasion, Zombie Edition. He's got it right there. But yeah, man, is it something you enjoy? Obstacle course racing. Connect with us on social media. #Expresso Show. It's mad.
So after that tough workout, of course, we want to make sure that you are filling that belly. And when we snack, we want to make sure that you're snacking on something healthy. I think we're all prone to snack on the wrong things, especially during the day when you need that quick and healthy snack. We want you to create a stash of solutions throughout the day. And Teresa Aliat is here to share a great recipe to help you snack a little healthier. I always debate whether I should use your surname or not, because you're like part of the family here. But it's just such an achievement getting the pronunciation right. So awesome to have you here.
Well done.
This is my go-to. I generally have my oats in the morning because it is such a great way to kind of lay that foundation.
Absolutely.
It fills you up. It also activates my metabolism and helps you burn fat throughout the day, which is also great.
Always good, yeah.
We find the biggest issue when you're snacking is often when you need the energy, you go for a quick fix, so you want the sugar because that's what you think you need, so you snack on chocolates or the wrong things.
Yeah.
What are you making for us today that looks like it's got every right thing in it?
These are oat bars. They are a little bit sweet, so you can kind of get that craving sorted, but it's natural sweetness, it's not refined
good
sugar.
sugar there, yeah.
That's right, so you can, because your body craves that in the afternoon.
Sometimes you need a kick, a little spike. And dates are just amazing in that regard.
They are. So this is a good option. Right, we're starting off with our jungle oats. We're going to add some raw almonds. These have been roughly chopped. And then we've got a whole lot of good stuff here. Sunflower seeds.
So high in protein.
Pumpkin seeds and chia seeds, which I find if you add a little bit to anything, they really fill you up and just kind of keep you going.
And it's amazing if you allow them to soak a little bit as well, how much they expand and they draw in. And I know we know that superfoods don't really exist, that it's all about having a combination of the right things, but I think chia seeds certainly fit into that bracket.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is mix all of that up, pop it on a tray, and roast it for about 15 minutes in the oven. And it's just going to give it a beautiful flavour and
activate some of those
yes, it's
kind
quite
of
a buzzword these
yeah,
days,
no, it is. It's really is big, but the bottom line is it makes it taste better, which is also
where we want to
important.
be. Yeah. Right. So I've just popped some dates into our mixer. I've soaked them for about 10 minutes just to soften them, and it's just going to make it easier to blend.
Cool.
I'm adding some raw honey.
And the nice thing is here we are getting our sugar spike, but we also have got a very low GI component in the form of our jungle oats, which is great. And it's also kind of great from a dietary perspective in terms of adding fiber to your diet. And not many of us can kind of get that in throughout the day. So this is ticking all of those boxes.
Exactly. Right, so everything's in the mixer. We're going to turn it on here and just blend it up. So I also added some peanut butter, but you can add almond butter, whatever your favorite is.
I mean, we often just add our peanut butter or almond butter or any nut butter to our oats in the morning just to give it a little extra.
That's right, and it's also going to fill you up.
And the keyword here is jungle to 33728 if you'd like us to send this super healthy ingredients list to you so you can start creating your own date bars.
Yeah. And you just add this to your dry ingredients.
It really has formed like a full-on paste there. Yeah.
It's quite sticky, and you'll find when you mix it, it'll be quite a sticky mixture as well. So just blend it really well. And then what I find is if you wet your hands a little bit before you press it into the tin, it actually stops you from having
from losing half of your mixture and being forced to eat it in one sitting as you pick.
So line your tin with a little bit of cling wrap just to make it easier to lift it out.
Cool.
Press it in, freeze it for about half an hour, and then cut it into squares.
Quick and easy. Would you recommend something like this doesn't have to be stored presumably in the fridge? How long can you make something like this last?
You can keep it in the fridge for at least a couple of days, if not longer.
Wow.
And the longer you keep it in the fridge, the kind of more set it becomes. And you can pop it into lunch boxes, take it to work.
I love it, and it really does taste delicious. We've been snacking. We had actually about 50 of them here when we started the show this morning. Now that's all that's left. Teresa, thank you so much. It really, really is ingenious and a great way to make sure that you've got something healthy as your go-to snack throughout the day. That keyword again is jungle to 33728. An interesting fact, did you know that one of the ways that you can actually lower your cholesterol levels is through your dietary changes, like including something as simple as jungle oats in your meal plans? If you're concerned about your cholesterol levels, join us next week when Professor Pamela Naidu of the Heart and Stroke Foundation itself here in South Africa is going to be here to give us some sound nutritional advice on how to combat high cholesterol. Make sure that you tune in for that. Teresa, thank you so much.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Blow.
Send us a hashtag if you get it. Anyway, listen, stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we come back, yes, the fans are already talking about it. The most disappointing players of this year's FIFA World Cup, and we'll be highlighting some of our worst of the worst. And yes, the GOAT himself, Lionel Messi, is part of that. Even the coffee machine agrees.
The coffee machine is then there. Listen, we're also time for Dipper Omar on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning with none other than our fitness guest this morning, Rudy Witkowski. I wonder what he is bringing this morning for us. It should be rather interesting.
He definitely isn't blow.
Blow, definitely not.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's game on. The first half is done and dusted. Time to begin the second half. No yellow or red cards yet.
Okay.
But you're allowed to at any time, Mr. Caldas.
Okay.
You're allowed to.
I have my moment, Joe.
Do you have your moment now?
Yeah.
And he says emphatically. So I've been dying to talk about some footy with you, bro. I mean, this weekend just blew my mind. But
oh my goodness!
Rather than talking, we had a bit of chat about the semis and the quarters. Now we want to hone in on some of the players that didn't achieve.
Yeah.
And there were some major disappointments this World Cup.
Dude,
right?
chief among them all, the possible of one of two goats, if you will, Lionel Messi. Where was he in this World Cup? You hardly even heard a commentator go, Messi! Yeah. Never mind the fans that were quiet and super disappointed, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he had the one moment against Nigeria, that beautiful touch and goal. That was his highlight.
Was Messi, yeah.
But besides that, I think he was quite anonymous. And obviously, football's a team sport, and you can't just rely on one man. But he was very underwhelming, although Argentina's team chemistry was just not there. But it was really disappointing from Messi, who I think, like you said, one of two goats. I don't want to get into that debate now.
Yeah, that's for social media, not for this family-friendly space. But and can we believe the rumours of him paying his team's salary and flying? Is Argentina FA in that much trouble?
Yes, they are. I actually read quite a few articles recently on the Argentina Football Association. I think they should shoulder a lot of the blame for where Argentina is at this point in time. They haven't made plans to kind of funnel their talent that they obviously have. They just haven't done, and there's so much corruption.
On paper, they were one of the teams to win this World Cup.
But the Argentine FA really need to shoulder a lot of the blame, and not Messi. But he was disappointing.
David De Gea. I don't think we've ever seen him make a mistake ever until this World Cup. What was going on with, and indicative of Spain during this World Cup, I think, to a large degree, did he have one positive touch? Did he save one?
I think he
stop one shot?
I think he made 2 saves throughout the tournament.
Wow.
And you know, we all know he is probably the best shot stopper in the Premier League. I mean, sometimes you can't translate your club form into international form. I don't think we can write him off. He's obviously still one of the best keepers in the world. But it was
He's
just
no Jordan Pickford.
Oh, get out. Get out, you Englishman.
That's the beauty of the World Cup, you know? That's the beauty of the World Cup. It just disrupts
Who was
the status
Jordan
quo.
Pickford before this World Cup? I mean, come on.
Okay, absolutely. Moving on to the next guy that I completely hate only recently because of his form against me on FIFA 18. But Raheem Sterling, you have picked as one of the people that you say has been one of the most disappointing players.
I picked
Are you
him
calling a
with-
yellow card on this?
I picked him with this in mind. I want to defend him because I
you're
feel
lucky there, bro.
I feel he's been getting unnecessary flack. Yes, his finishing leaves a lot to be desired. I think that's what's stopping him from being a world-class player. But he gets in such incredible positions for a forward, and something that I don't think any other England player can do. So this is partly me saying I'm disappointed in your finishing, but I just want to say we should appreciate his other qualities, like how he runs into space and creates space for other Englishmen. Good player.
He should have passed to Harry Kane, but we can't judge his whole career based on that, or his whole World Cup. Thomas Müller, Germany. Again, we're picking players that seem to embody their team's failure.
Why do we have to use that photo, guys? Gee whiz.
That is literally what
Stank face right there.
Shame. But like the word embody, I think he just embodies the German struggle. You know, he's been there, done that, won every competition available to him internationally and club level. But he was disappointing, and I think it's just a fair reflection on how Germany was. You know, he's a world-class player, couldn't produce it this time around.
Yeah.
And that was just the Germans, you know. And I think they're moving into a new phase of their national team.
I'm thinking you might need that.
Do this. I mean, not only was this dude, I think, a disappointment in terms of his, let's say, contribution to the progress of the team, that is Brazil, which they did well, but he actually turned into a joke of this entire footballing.
Made football a joke.
That's the thing. And
Neymar.
I wanted to give him a yellow or actually a red card.
Double red, bro.
Buddy.
Double match suspension. Show it. There we go. There we go.
And my reason for that, you know, the Football World Cup, so many other people are watching it, non-football fans, and it just made me realize how desensitized us football fans are to diving. And it took this World Cup to show me jeepers, these guys are play
Time for a
acting, and
change,
he was the face of that play acting, and it's just a ridiculous thing for football, and it gave football a bad name. You know, we watch it week in, week out, but some others who are watching it this month, they must be thinking, what
game
doing
are we playing?
And then they go, this is exactly why we don't watch football. And that sucks.
Exactly. So, yeah.
But anyway.
Talent, but just not good for the game.
Yeah, I think between the VAR and the way that players have been responding to referees, rushing referees, I think FIFA are going to have a lot to chew through after this World Cup. But I think England, Sweden, they showed the flip side of that coin, how a game can be played in the right spirit. Oh, you can let us know which players have now stood out for you. I promise you, that's the hating, the shade is done for the day. 2, a double red card. We can't go further than that, in fact.
And I guess the big question now is how will this lead into the next season? All of these players that we say have been so disappointing, how is that going to affect their mindset going into the next season? And then, of course, does Messi, does Ronaldo, does Miller still have another World Cup in their legs to prove these points otherwise?
Because they've been paid so much.
Possibly not. But that is our World Cup coverage for today.
Thank you so much, gents. Right now it is time to get into your news headlines once again. On your Monday morning in your national news, Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has extended the period of public comment on the draft mining charter from 27 July up until the end of August. Addressing the mining summit in Boksburg yesterday, Mantashe said he believed there was a need for further engagement on the draft document. And there have been no reported South African casualties among at least 85 people who have died in flash floods and landslides in Japan following torrential downpours which started on Thursday. At least 2 million people have had to evacuate their homes, and Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has warned of a race against time to rescue flood victims. Making international headlines, South Sudan's former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated in his position as part of a peace deal to end a near 5-year-old war that has devastated Africa's youngest nation. The agreement was reached in talks held in Entebbe, Uganda, mediated by President Yoweri Museveni and attended by South Sudan President Salva Kiir, Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Machar. And lastly, the operation to free 12 boys and their sports coach trapped in a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly, the head of the operation said, after 6 boys had been brought above ground. Rescuers decided to press on with the hazardous operation yesterday because of fears of rising waters. That's where we leave your news headlines. We'll expand on those headlines one last time at the top of the hour.
Let's kick it off in Russia once again, where the quarterfinals of the 2018 Soccer World Cup took place over the weekend, and it saw France, Belgium, England and Croatia progressing to the last 4. Then in rugby, the Sharks Super Rugby playoff hopes were seriously dented on Saturday as they lost out to the Stormers by 27 points to 16 at Newlands, while the Bulls came good, beating the Jaguares by 43 points to 34. Drama-filled weekend at Silverstone as Sebastian Vettel opened an 8-point lead at the top of the Formula One standings yesterday, thanks to a first-place finish at the British Grand Prix. And finally, the world's eyes of cycling on, of course, the Tour de France, as world champion Peter Sagan won stage 2 of the Tour de France yesterday to take the overall race lead. Reynard Janssen van Rensburg finishing as the highest-placed South African back in the field at 69th. We'll expand on those headlines in a half hour or so. Right now, let's get a traffic update.
Well, it's just after 7:30. Let's quickly take another look at your roads for your Monday morning. Starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, Bedford View, there's been severe delays of 32 minutes and delays increasing on the N3 northbound. That's between Elands and Galuli's interchange. There's an average speed of 15 kilometers per hour. And in the Western Cape, just a quick Cape Town train line update on the central line. Please allow for extra travel time of around 60 minutes, and that's due to manual authorization of trains, infrastructure issues in various areas, as well as cable theft in Philippi. That's where we leave your traffic for now. We'll take one last look at it at the top of the hour.
Quality fuel, convenience and service with a smile. Whether it's to fuel up or stock up, Caltex, it's how you get there.
Let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures, and it looks like mild temperatures for most parts of South Africa with partly cloudy conditions. Gauteng area a little bit cooler today with a chance of some showers in various areas. Let's take a look at your temperatures. Polokwane starting off on 8 minimum, reaching a high of 18 degrees. Mbombela 10 and a high of 21. Pretoria 7 and a high of 18. Johannesburg 6-16 with scattered showers expected. Mahikeng 6 and a high of 17. Klerksdorp also 6 and a high of 17 with some rain expected. Kimberley 5 and a high of 14. Bloemfontein 2 minimum minimum, your maximum 16. Richards Bay 14, 23. Pietermaritzburg 8 and a high of 22. Durban 15 and a high of 22 degrees. Mthatha 7, 22. East London 14 and your maximum 23. Cradock 4 minimum with a maximum of 20. Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 25. George 11, 24. Sutherland 3, 14. Cape Town 12 and a high of 22. Worcester 5 minimum this morning, warming up to 22 degrees as well. Springbok 8, 22. And Uppington starting off on 6 minimum, reaching a high of 19 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6:30 bulletin. I'll be back just after 8 with another update.
All right, well, every now and then in the morning, it's time to cozy up and hashtag Dipper Oma. In fact, every morning there's time for you to do it. Yeah, cozy up there. And so we're doing so. Look, I'm joking. Rudy Witkowski, our fitness guru this morning, of course, he's got that very exciting race coming up in October, that obstacle course race. Yeah, 27th, and it's in the evening, and there's zombies and stuff involved. But, of course, when he's not preparing for that, he also has time to Dipper Oma. But before you show us your dip, do you have a favorite flavor of Oma Rusk?
Definitely muesli flavor. I love raisins, and I love muesli, like the crunch and stuff. It's always my favorite.
I don't get people that don't like raisins.
Especially
in...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in muesli, in rusks. You want to just have all of that in your mouth all at the same time.
When I find this great, it's for camping and mountain hikes. Like when I did the Otter Trail, it was amazing in the morning, just rusks and coffee.
There we go.
I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's one of my weaknesses.
Okay, so
really it is.
If you're a rusk enthusiast like I am, then you certainly must have a favorite way of dipping your rusks. Show me how you hashtag Dipper Oma. What do you call? Are you going to show us first? And then
obviously, like I'm into fitness, and there's never enough time for me to get fit. So I've got to try and incorporate both eating the rusk and the fitness element together.
Okay.
So I like to always live on the edge of my seat, and I call it the kettlebell dip. The kettlebell dip.
You like to live on the edge of your seat with the kettlebell.
So let me take you through it. Obviously, you're on the edge of your seat.
What?
You're dipping. As you go down, you get that rusk. You come down, up, down.
Look at that.
Up, and just a little dip.
Oh, yes, and you hold it there for a few seconds.
Hold a little pulse.
Oh, yes, pulse it.
So good.
Dude, that is worthy of our Dipper Oma wall of fame. That was really good. So it's called the kettlebell dip.
Kettlebell dip.
Yeah, and the important points, keep your back straight.
Keep your back straight.
Push
your hips out. Bring your chest forward.
Shoulder width apart and get it in there. Pulse while you're at the bottom, while you're letting it drip.
It's all about the pulse.
There we go. All right, that is brilliant.
Let the residue drop off.
Great way to start a Monday morning with Dipper Oma. Let us know how you Dipper Oma, and of course do so with us on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page, on Instagram and on Twitter as well. Hashtag Dipper Oma. Show us one more time. The form is so important. Just get down, down and then...
Buttocks out, as you can see.
There we go. And you can even do it frontwards too. And then pulse.
You can do it front.
Pulse. There we pulse.
Cozy up this winter and Dipper Oma.
He's like, I'm missing out on an exercise routine. Man, damn it, man.
Buttocks out, squat, pulse, man.
That was superb. Thank you so much, Rudy. We're going to take a quick break then. Of course, the Mrs. South Africa pageant makes good on its commitment to be far more than a pageant. It is a platform to empower. And we're going to do that with our finalists at their charity ball.
Absolutely. We're also going to be jumping into the kitchen after the break, showing you how easy it is to make a delicious peppermint hot chocolate using our fancy Clover Super M we love so much, hey? How does that sound? Quick and easy. We'll whip it together for you after the break.
Just want to say...
Got me in my feelings. Gotta be real with it. Yeah. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you and I need you. And I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you and I need you. And I'm down for you always. Look, the new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me. Say you never ever leave from beside me.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. It's your Monday morning, a start of a brand new week. Man, these weeks just keep rolling on, Can't believe July, almost halfway through it.
Absolutely. Question now, as we reflect on some international entertainment news. Is it too late now to say sorry? Is there one less lonely girl? Well, rumor has it that Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin are reportedly engaged. And
What?
this apparently, yeah. This all happened at a restaurant full of people at a resort somewhere in the Bahamas on Saturday night, and according to these eyewitnesses and reports coming in from TMZ, everyone was salsa dancing, having a great time, and then Justin's bodyguards were like, okay, everyone, put down your ferns, something special's about to happen. And then Justin popped the question, and then boom, here they are. So neither Justin nor Hailey have confirmed anything, but the Love Yourself singer's dad, Jeremy, may have confirmed the news with a cryptic post on Instagram shortly after the news broke. Jeremy shared a photo of Justin in the sunset with the caption, "Proud is an understatement, excited for the next chapter." So could be a media stunt. We could just all be getting dragged into it. Let's see, Hailey Baldwin says, mood for the rest of the summer. You don't, okay, wait, what is on her, is that, look at that, on her finger. Do you think that's a ring on the finger? Let us know.
Look, if we want to continue with the whole speculation, that is just a promise ring. Okay? It's just a promise ring. Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Can they not just come out and say it, man? I'm always looking at these things. Like, I know that there's media involved and trying to, draw attention, but we want to know.
Yeah. The believers deserve to know.
They believe to know. Believers.
Anyway, in other great news, none other than Sierra and Russell Wilson are celebrating their 2-year anniversary. Guess where they're doing it? Right here, Mumzansi, Africa. The Lovebirds posted messages of love on Instagram with the location tagged as Cape Town, alongside a video clip that Sierra wrote, 2 years, baby, I'm looking forward to forever with you. Hashtag happy anniversary, my love, at Dange Russ Wilson. Then yesterday, the pair also took to Chapman's Peak and decided to do a hashtag in my feelings challenge, go out their car, and man, they did the things that make it to be done. Double tap on this if you see it.
Hashtag in my feelings challenge.
Got me in my feelings. Gotta be real with it. Yeah. Kiki.
Woo! Yes!
Are you riding?
Woo! Yes!
Beside me.
Woo! Yes! Wow. Guys, I'm just saying, Sierra twerked on our grass here in South Africa. Somebody needs to take a pole with a flag and just plant it on that piece of soil and say...
Chapman's Peak never looked that good.
It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site now. It is done. It's beautiful.
Now I know why you started that segment the way you did. In other great news.
Anyway, that's as far as international entertainment news goes on this Monday morning.
Thank you.
All right, anyway, let's talk about other great news.
Yes.
Mrs. South Africa stands as part, or as an empowerment program designed to not only to uplift its contestants, but also previously disadvantaged women too. And this all came together at the recent Mrs. South Africa charity ball, where the top 25 finalists were announced.
Mrs. South Africa is a woman who's mature, ambitious, driven, and always strives to be the best version of herself. And in achieving this, she has to help other women become the best versions of themselves. And this is what the annual Mrs. South Africa Charity Ball is all about.
All proceeds from the evening go towards the Women for Women non-profit organisation founded by Miss SA 2003 Cindy Nell Roberts. The charity strives for female empowerment and community upliftment by providing skills, training and mentorship to the less fortunate and previously disadvantaged women of SA.
With me is Hlengiwe Twala, who is Mrs. South Africa 2017. Hlengiwe, I want to know from you, what kind of opportunities for life improvement does Women for Women ensure?
It's important for us that we start from the beginning when young girls are little and make sure that they become women who support other women. So we will be giving 10 to 20 girls bursaries to go to school, and we'll take them all the way up to matric, making sure that they get the proper education. When you empower a girl, you empower a nation.
Why was it important for you to stay on with Women for Women even after your reign as Mrs. South Africa?
The whole reason why I entered Mrs. South Africa for me was because I'm so passionate about women and women's issues. I just wanted to make sure that I don't lose out on that legacy that I've left as Mrs. South Africa, that I continue. I wear my invisible crown every day, and I own the problems that we have in this country, and I want to be the answer to that.
It makes perfect sense then for Mrs. South Africa, which is not your typical pageant, but rather a female empowerment program for married women in SA, to be the benefactor of this wonderful cause.
With me is the CEO of the Mrs. South Africa pageant, Joni Johnson, looking absolutely stunning tonight.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
But I want to know, what contributions does a Mrs. South Africa have to bring to the citizens of South Africa?
She really is the mother of our nation. She's a woman of substance. She's a woman of virtues. And, you know, she's there to empower other women in our country. So we really gained the reputation of a female empowerment movement. These ladies have been with us for 4 months. They go through 4 months of workshops, of training, of learning new skills, and, you know, really just women upliftment and empowerment. And also we see it as an entrepreneurship program for women.
The top 25 finalists chosen here tonight are about to embark on a journey of sisterhood that culminates in the official crowning of Mrs. South Africa 2019 on the 9th of November. And someone who knows this journey all too well has to be current Mrs. South Africa, Nicole Kappa.
This is actually a university of life, and these 25 women are about to embark on a journey that will literally change their lives. And the things that they will learn in this process, you can't learn anywhere but here. They're going to learn things like capacity, things like confidence, self-esteem, passion and purpose like never before. And it's actually quite emotional looking back and remembering our journey from last year and knowing what they're about to embark upon. I'm incredibly excited to see them shine. For me, I'm passionate about ordinary women doing extraordinary things within their communities. And I would hope that all of these women remain humble, but most of all true to themselves, because this country is craving authenticity, humility, and vulnerability. So I think just be yourselves, embrace who you are, and just shine, because women are supposed to shine.
I just want to say to all the ladies, the biggest asset you can have is confidence. You know, a woman that is confident, that owns her, that is beautiful in her own body, in her own skin, is the most beautiful thing that you can have. So really just own confidence today.
You've already gained your crown by being brave, by being strong, by showing South African women that you are enough. We need more affirmation to women around South Africa. So you've already won. Just be you and take in every moment.
It's been such an awesome evening, honoring the women of South Africa that really need a helping hand, as well as looking forward to the road to Mrs. South Africa 2019. It's been so awesome witnessing the amazing spirit of sisterhood in Mzansi.
Do you feel like a hot chocolate? I hope so, because we're about to make one.
Take a moment between the madness to just chill with Super M, made with love by Clover.
Instant hot chocolate? It is possible thanks to our Clover Super M, and when you try it hot this winter, you're going to love it. It's a great hot chocolate option that only requires you to pretty much pour, heat and enjoy. So this morning we are upping our game just a little bit with a peppermint hot chocolate that will have your bee. They'll be loving it, dude. So I'm hoping you're going to warm my heart.
Look, dude.
Look, I have to say I love Super M cold because it's so refreshing and it's awesome and it's lekker, but it is cold everywhere. So you want to be able to kind of
heat it up, and you want to add something extra to make it special, man. And I think a firm favorite when it comes to South African desserts is the peppermint crisp tart.
Oh, we love it, yeah.
And that is our inspiration for this one. So we got our Super M chocolate flavor, all right, that we've heated nice and warm. Then we have some cream caramel, man.
Oh,
some
nice.
caramel, yeah, dude.
Boom.
Dude, how is this to put? Have you ever put that in a drink?
It's making me happy, and I haven't even tasted it yet. So I think that's the vibe here.
Yeah.
It's comfort food on a whole different level.
Dude, so this is going to be nice and sweet. If it's ice cold outside as well, you want to definitely keep this in your recipe book as well. We got some peppermint essence.
Okay, cool. I suppose we could be using real
peppermint as well. You can use that for garnish if you really want to at the end of it. All right. So we're just going to make sure that that's whisked nicely. Just hold on to that so it doesn't fall. Cool. Then we've got some cream, some Clover Fresh cream. We just want to pop about half of that in there. Just like that.
This is a deluxe.
Dude,
actually,
this is going to be so creamy. It's going to be so velvety. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Ooh,
so there we go. Just make sure you mix it all nicely. And I mean, this is literally just throw heat and enjoy.
But I love the fact that you've taken something that we do all know and love. It's like a family favorite, the peppermint crisp tart, and doing it in such an ingenious way.
That's it.
So as you pour, if you want the keyword, or if you'd like the keyword to have this recipe sent to you.
Don't mess you in.
No, it's an Instagram. That's when you make it grammable with the chocolate around it, so you can take a photo. But the keyword here is Clover to 33728, and we'll send you that ingredients list, as delicious as it is.
Just like that. Sorry for the mess.
No, it's fine. Like I said, it creates a nice juxtapositioning.
And then just decorate it for us quickly. There, we're going to find a cloth somewhere. Here we go. And then you SMS the keyword Clover to 33728. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
It looks amazing.
Bam.
Cool. There we go. You can put a sprig wherever you feel that a sprig is required.
Just a sprig in there, man, to up the peppermint crispiness. And this is very quick, very easy, absolutely delicious as well. You'll taste it. It's nice and sweet. I'm actually going to dig in here.
And the keyword here, again, is Clover to 33728.
You see now. You see now.
Oh, my word.
That is phenomenal. Hey.
Dude, hey.
Listen, it was very easy, but if you missed any of those very easy steps, if you blinked, maybe, then here they are just for you again.
Instant hot chocolate is now possible thanks to Clover Super M when you try it hot this winter. Try this Clover Super M Peppermint hot chocolate that only requires you to pour, heat and enjoy. For this recipe, you'll need 300 ml Clover Super M chocolate flavor, half a cup Clover cream, 2 tablespoons caramel treat, 1 teaspoon peppermint essence and 2 tablespoons crushed tennis biscuits. Add your Clover Super M chocolate flavor to a pot. Add the Clover cream, then add the caramel treat and peppermint essence. Bring to the boil on a medium to high heat and whisk until smooth. Pour into serving glasses. Top with Clover aerosol whipped cream. Sprinkle with crushed tennis biscuits. If you love a good cup of hot chocolate, this Clover Super M Peppermint hot chocolate is the perfect winter treat for you.
Made with love by Clover.
Beautiful. Look
Keyword
at
is
that.
Clover. SMS that to 33728. That is actually phenomenally delicious, dude.
It really is good.
Like, this is one way to start a chilly morning indeed. The keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728. The recipe will be on our website as well, expressoshow.com.
Take a moment between the madness to just chill with Super M. Made with love by Clover.
Well, make sure you stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we come back, the man of the hour, of the 3 hours, in fact, Timothy DeMonk is here. He'll be performing his latest, in fact, brand new single that's currently charting right now on radio called No Stress Moment. Cannot wait to hear it. And then we also get into our Monday relationship chat with Dr. Eve. And the question today we ask is how to resist temptation in a relationship. A hot topic, bro. Stay tuned to that and more on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll be right back.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
You produced it.
Benji. Understand. I don't really wanna live like this. It's hard romance. Keep me up in the night, let me stress, no after plans. I'm a robot, only show I do is for my fans. Yeah. I've been living up, feeling so low. Got a cute girl on my arm, but no go. Only cause my rents think they don't really know how we're gonna live when we grow old. I really wanna live life now on my own. We don't wanna them rules. I hope you notice. Got stress in my life, I gotta focus. I should've known that I'd be better off now. I hope you notice. I've been working.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday morning. And as promised, Timothy DeMonk, he's our guest artist today. He's going to be breaking it down with his brand new single called No Stress Moment. Let's do that, man.
You produced it.
Understand. I don't really want to live like this. It's hard romance. Keep me up in the night, let me stress, no after plans. I'm a robot, only show I do is for my fans. Yeah. I've been living up, feeling so low. Got a cute girl on my arm, but no go. Only cause my rents think they don't really know how we're gonna live when we grow old.
I really wanna live life now on my own, but we don't wanna break them rules. I hope you notice, got stress in my life, I gotta focus. I should've known that I'd be better off now with my own life. Yeah, I hope you notice, I've been working late nights, so I own this. I've been rolling, I've been living this life for the moment. I've been living this life for the moment. I've been living this life for the moment. Understand. Keep it all in my head, make a song about bad romance. Keep a smile on my face every day, I don't need your plan. I got my own, so I'ma go where they show me to go. Yeah. I've been living up, feeling so low. Got a cute girl on my arm, but no go. Only cause my friends think they don't really know how we gonna live when we grow old. And I really wanna live life now on my own, and we just wanna break them rules. I hope you notice, got stress in my life, I gotta focus. I should've known that I'd be better off now with my own life. Yeah, I hope you notice, I've been working late nights, so I own this. I've been rolling, I've been living this life for the moment. I'll be living right now for the moment. I'll be living right now for the moment. I've been living right now for the moment. For the moment, I've been living this life for the moment. I should've known that I've been living right now for the moment. Yeah, for the moment, I've been living right now for the moment. I should've known that I'd be better off now with my own net.
Yeah, man. Timothy DeMarco, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. No Stress Moment, brand new single, new music for you. It's doing well. Tell me about the song. You worked with the guys at Kosher.
Kosher Studios,
He produced it.
He produced it. Benji.
Yeah.
That's Benji.
Okay. Where did the song come from? Tell me about the inspiration. I mean, obviously, this is something that you are driving your music towards, yeah?
The song came from a place where I was actually feeling a bit of stress at the time. And I was wondering if I was actually going to get through like certain things like the relationship, speaking about relationships, and also like work-wise, stress-wise. But in the end,
a no stress moment for
no
yourself.
stress moment for myself, basically.
Well, here's to wishing that the song does super well for you. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's Facebook page. We'll have more from Timothy DeMarco a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Kat, right now, let's take a last look at your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Making national news, Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has extended the period of public comment on the draft mining charter from 27 July to the end of August. Addressing the mining summit in Boksburg yesterday, Mantashe said he believed there was a need for further engagement on the draft document. Over the past 2 days, the summit heard views from a number of interested parties on government's efforts to ensure transformation in the mining industry. The minister said that the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation would also assess the socio-economic impact of the revised charter before it was gazetted. Then there have been no reported South African casualties among at least 85 people who have died in flash floods and landslides in Japan following torrential downpours which started on Thursday. Scores are missing and presumed dead. At least 2 million people have been evacuated from their homes. President Cyril Ramaphosa sent a message of condolences to the people of Japan yesterday. Also yesterday, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe warned of a race against time to rescue flood victims as new alerts have been issued over the record downpours. Making international news this morning, South Sudan's former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated in his position as part of the peace deal to end a near 5-year-old war that has devastated Africa's youngest nation. The statement said the agreement was reached in talks held in Entebbe, Uganda, mediated by President Yoweri Museveni and attended by South Sudan President Salva Kiir, Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Machar. South Sudan has been gripped by civil war since 2013 when a political disagreement between Kiir and Machar exploded into a military confrontation. And lastly, the operation to free 12 boys and their sports coach trapped in a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly, the head of the operation says. 6 boys have been brought above ground so far and are in good health. Rescuers decided to press on with the hazardous operation yesterday because of fears of rising waters. The next phase will begin this morning. Divers have been guiding the boys through darkness and submerged passageways before the mouth of the Tham Luang cave system. And that's where we leave you news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for Expresso this morning.
Let's wrap up those sporting headlines this morning, starting in Russia, where the quarterfinals of the 2018 Soccer World Cup took place this weekend, and it now sees France, Belgium, England and Croatia all progressing to the last 4. So on Friday, we had goals from Raphael Varane and Antoine Griezmann helping France beat Uruguay by 2-0. That set up a semi-final clash with Belgium, who beat Brazil by 2-1. In Saturday's matches, England downed Sweden 2-0, while Croatia saw out a thrilling 4-3 penalty win over host Russia after extra time finished at 2 apiece. Then Super Rugby action. The Sharks Super Rugby playoff hopes were seriously dented on Saturday as they lost out to the Stormers by 27 points to 16 at Newlands. That result leaves the Durban-based side in 9th on the overall log, which means that they have to beat the Jaguares this weekend if they want to qualify, while hoping that the Highlanders convincingly beat the Rebels as well. Also in Super Rugby action this weekend, the Bulls came good, beating the Jaguares, ending their now 7-game winning streak, and that score 43 points to 34. In drama-filled Formula One action, as Sebastian Vettel opened an 8-point lead at the top of the F1 driver standings yesterday, thanks to a first-place finish at the British Grand Prix. Crossing the line ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who had to start again from the back of the grid, and Ferrari's Kimi Raikkonen. Vettel's now claimed his 4th checkered flag this season and 2nd at Silverstone's track. So Formula One takes a bit of time off this coming weekend before returning on the 22nd of July for the German Grand Prix. And then finally, the eyes of the cycling world, of course, on the Tour de France, and world champion Peter Sagan has now won stage 2 of the Tour de France that came yesterday to take the overall race lead. Sagan completed the 182-kilometer stage in 4 hours, 6 minutes and 37 seconds to take that yellow jersey with a 6-second lead over previous race leader Fernando Gaviria. Reinout Janssen van Rensburg finished the stage as the highest-placed South African back in the field at 69th position. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Monday morning.
Let's quickly take a last look at your roads this morning. It's a Monday morning. Gauteng Fairlands, there are severe delays of 23 minutes and delays increasing on the N1 northbound. That's between 14th Avenue and Rivonia Road. There's an average speed of around 30 kilometers per hour. And then over in the Western Cape at the University Estate on the N2 inbound, there's a stationary vehicle on Hospital Bend that's closing the center lane, and this is going to cause very heavy delays approaching the CBD this morning. So just be aware of that as well and plan your route accordingly. Otherwise, if you're heading out on the road still, please drive with care.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Just after 8 o'clock, let's quickly take a last look at your weather and your temperatures, and it looks like a mild day for most parts of South Africa today with partly cloudy conditions as well. Cooler temperatures for Gauteng expected with a couple of showers as well in certain areas. Your temperatures, Polokwane starting off on 8 minimum, reaching a high of 18 degrees. Mbombela 10, 21. Pretoria 7 and a high of 18. Johannesburg 6 and a high of 16 degrees with some scattered showers expected. Mahikeng 6 and a high of 17. Klerksdorp also 6, 17 with some rain expected. Kimberley 5, 14, Bloemfontein 2 minimum this morning with a maximum 16, Richards Bay 14, 23, Pietermaritzburg 8 and a high of 22, Durban 15, 22, Mthatha 7 and a high of 22 degrees, East London 14, 23, Cradock 4 and a high of 20, Port Elizabeth 12 and a high of 25, George 11, 24, Sutherland 3, 14, Cape Town 12 and a high of 22, Worcester 5, 22, Springbok 8 and a high of 22 degrees, and Uppington starting off on 6 minimum with a maximum of 19 degrees. And that wraps up your weather and your temperatures for your Monday morning.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
All right, of course, it's that time of the morning where we take a moment to celebrate with you, with the millions of other people around the world that celebrate their birthdays every single day. So today, the 9th of July, let's take a moment to highlight some celebrities celebrating their birthday.
Oh, when it becomes, when we get to the stake of a celebrity, they don't become much more famous or more
I don't even
talented.
recognize that face.
How young is that man? Legendary actor, of course, won back-to-back Academy Awards for Best Actor for his roles in Philadelphia. Superb, and that was in 1993. And then, of course, the iconic Forrest Gump in 1994. Tom Hanks celebrates his birthday today. I just want to say Wilson every time I say Wilson. Wilson.
First movie I cried in.
Really?
Yeah.
Philadelphia actually was one of the first movies I cried in. I cry a lot though. But
Wilson!
Wilson! That's from Coldplay. Yeah.
Also celebrating his birthday today, young British actor Douglas Booth, known for his roles in Romeo and Juliet and Jupiter Ascending. Happy birthday, Mr. Booth. There he is, yes.
Different guises of the Booth Meister. Now, of course, we move on to the most important happy birthday of them all, to you, our viewer, Blake. Blake Young is now 16 years young today. Happy sweet 16, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, bring that picture back up of Blake Young.
Keep it there for a little while longer. We want to show people, there's Blakey.
Yeah, battling
Have
with the
a
son of
wonderful
the
one there. Anyway, let us know when it's your birthday or your friend's birthday, family's birthday. Share it with us on our social media platforms so that we can wish you a happy birthday. And of course, when you tweet us, use at Expresso Show, hashtag Expresso Show is that hashtag to use.
Thank you so much, gents. On that jolly note, let's quickly take a very quick break, a moment in between. Go recharge your coffee cup. When we come back, we talk about a rather interesting subject as part of our relationship discussion this morning with a lovely Dr. Eve. There she is. And we're talking about social media, and we're asking the question, does it affect your relationship? How big a role does social media play within your relationship? Should be very interesting. Call us 021 430 9881 if you have any questions or you want to ask the good doc a little something personal maybe as well. And then if you are feeling under the weather, we're jumping into the kitchen with a delicious chicken soup, but it's no ordinary chicken soup. It's got lemon, it's got thyme, and it's got chili. Perfect just to make you feel better after the break.
Join us this Saturday evening on Top Billing as former chef to Nelson Mandela, Brett Lads, shows us how to make one of the hardest dishes in the world. It's a crackerjack day at the races as we bring you the best of the Durban July. And Ladysmith Black Mambazo mark Utata Madiba's centenary year with their 5th Grammy Award. So join the party on Top Billing this Saturday evening at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday to you, and thanks for starting the week off with us. Now, a month back, we opened up some files and conversations around relationships, and especially around temptation in relationship and how it plays out, how people are led to infidelity with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. She joins us back again because we felt that we've only scratched the surface of that particular topic with all the feedback that we got on social media and all the calls that we got as well. So we encourage you to engage with us again as we explore this again. 021 430 9881. Dr. Eve looking lovelier than ever. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you on this Monday?
So happy to see you again.
Good to see you too.
I missed
Good
you.
to see you too. Ah, stop it, stop it. Let's get back to the conversation that seems to have really gotten people
So pleased.
involved. And I guess we can start it off from the point of view of social media. Social media is the way that we connect with the whole world, but a lot more other things also happen on social media.
Indeed.
How has that introduced a brand new aspect and facet of relationships?
I was reading this fantastic article this weekend called Relationship Anarchy. Now, you know what anarchy is? Anarchy is just like breaking down any kind of structure, any kind of system. And that's what social media has done. It's taken relationships as we knew them to be, and it's broken them down completely. So it has challenged the usual way of meeting people, engaging with people, being sexual with people. And so we are faced with a lot of challenges that we've never had to face before in terms of how do we conduct ourselves online. And because there aren't any rules, Kat, you know, for this is what you should be doing, this is what you shouldn't be doing, people are getting very, very confused and very mixed up, messed up, because they're falling into infidelity unintentionally.
Yeah, there's this massive grey area, I guess you could say, some people believe. So when does behavior on social media amount to infidelity? Is there a hard and fast rule, or is it a personal conviction that one partner holds and says, well, if you do this, that is infidelity. If you do that, it is not. Is there a hard and fast rule?
Well, you know, I wrote my book on cyber infidelity, and all my research was, you know, completely fascinating for me getting into this new area. And there are, I think, if there is something that I would like our viewers to take away with them today, it's to do exactly what you say now. A conversation with your partner or partners has to be held in terms of, this is what I would say infidelity is. Because that's the first step, is what is cyber infidelity? How do we really define what cyber infidelity is? Because if I am going to ask you, what would you consider to be cyber infidelity? I'm going to tell you what I think would be cyber infidelity. So you go first.
But I mean, I guess there's so many examples of exactly how social media has opened up the spectrum of things that can happen, like, for instance, inappropriate pictures and videos being shared, inappropriate conversations being had with people.
Who defines what's inappropriate? You see, that's
my personal conviction. If I were to read a conversation and say to myself, well, that to me doesn't feel right. It seems like you're having a conversation that you would ordinarily have with me. The context of it, I think context is very important as to why that conversation might be happening, might say to me that borders on infidelity. What about you?
Yeah, but then again, your partner might say, but that's just a conversation I'm having with somebody. That isn't infidelity at all. So the whole differentiation between what is cyber infidelity and what isn't, and I know I'm avoiding asking my personal question.
I'm still waiting for the answer, Dr. Eve.
I promise you, is that one person defines a conversation as not being infidelity and the other one says, but that is kind of cheating, that really does hurt me. That wasn't, in context, it wasn't what it meant to be. So what I would say cyber infidelity is if there is a secret that's been kept. So that's your first point of reference. If you feel my partner would really think this is infidelity, or she would be really hurt, or he would really be hurt, if he or she saw the pictures that I was sending, the conversation I was having, the jokes that I'm exchanging with somebody, that is, for you, your red flag to say, I am committing cyber infidelity. The moment you need to keep something secret from somebody, you don't want this person to be seeing the engagement that you're having online with somebody, that would be a red flag for you. Like, why am I keeping the secret? It's because actually I feel I'm transgressing something, a commitment or any kind of boundary that the two of us have agreed to have with each other, and therefore it is cyber infidelity. And even if I don't think it is, my partner might think it is, so then I have to rethink this.
Wow. All right. So there's clearly lots for us to talk about. And that's why I'm encouraging everyone at home to call us on 0214309881, because then next we talk about how to fight that temptation. So you, let's say, perhaps have been a single person for the longest time and you've been sending messages and just kind of going at it, and now you're in a relationship and you have to fight that temptation to just want to engage freely, perhaps. How do you fight that? Dr. Eve is going to help us answer that question. And of course, you too can engage with us on our line. #Expresso shows what we're talking about.
We don't want you to fight that temptation right now. I'm talking about the temptation to enjoy a delicious soup. This winter, of course, has brought along some chill in the air. Many of us are suffering from the sniffles. It seems to kick in undoubtedly at this time of the year. So if you're feeling a little under the weather this season, why not treat yourself to this hearty lemon, thyme and chili chicken soup. Perfect comfort meal this winter and immune boosting as well. And to add an extra boost to it, one of our, I think, go-to remedies at the moment, you can add a couple of drops of Echinoforce to that meal. It has anti-inflammatory properties to help boost your immune system, yes, but it fights the symptoms and it makes your body stronger to be able to fight that. It's not necessarily just an immune booster,
absolutely,
but it actually fights those symptoms, and it's so cool how you can add it to other things that you might not necessarily think about. So think about doing this with everything that you're doing at the moment if you are a bit under the weather. But let's start with our flavor profiles. First of all, dude, lime,
this is
chili.
You got thyme in there as well. So yeah, two of my favorite words in the kitchen that I recently adopted is one, aquafaba.
Aquafaba,
okay,
yeah.
And mirepoix.
Mirepoix.
Mirepoix. And that's what we have here this morning because we're starting with the base of a soup. we got some carrots, we got some celery, we got some red onion as well. This is a little bit of olive oil in a pot right there. And then we're just going to start sauteing these guys off.
As soon as it starts sauteing, the mirepoix stops being mirepoix then, hey? Then
what is it? Mirror saute? No.
Yeah, no, then it's just...
It stays mirepoix. All right.
Early soup.
I mean, this is the basic basis of a good soup. Add that as well. Then we have our chili powder and some thyme that we're going to pop in there as well, just for the flavor. Now, you can, of course, use some fresh chili as well if you want to add a couple of pieces in there.
Even a bit more zing, and I think that's one thing that we really can help if you are feeling a bit under the weather, especially if you've got the sniffles, to help clear that olfactory system.
That's it. All right. So at this stage, we have some vegetable stock that I'll pop in there as well. And you can hear that beautifully nice and hot. Get that in there. And then we have some chicken. So this is perfect. You have leftover chicken maybe, roast that you made over the weekend, some chicken breast as well. That just pops in there because it's done already. So this is very quick, especially if you want to...
Nothing gets wasted, yeah.
No, a time-saving recipe. I mean, it's a Monday, it's the start of a week. The last thing you feel like is slaving away in the kitchen.
And this is actually, from a calorie perspective, this is really healthy. I know there's going to be some salts in there from a seasoning perspective, but beyond that, this really is light, it's healthy, and it's comforting. So if you've got the man flu at the moment, this is an absolute winner, man.
Man flu is real, okay?
It is real, man.
So just a little bit of a zest of a lemon, just a couple of pieces in there.
It really is. There's almost something a little bit Asian about that, combining the chili and the lemon zest. It just adds a completely different spin on the flavor profile. I know often a chicken soup is creamy and it can be a little bit heavy. This is light and zingy. I love that.
Perfect. And then just the juice of the lemon as well.
Nothing gets wasted today, man.
Nothing gets wasted, dude. Nothing gets wasted. There we go. So you just want to make sure to hold your hand so you don't get any pips in there. But you can see, just pass me the other half there.
There we go.
Thank you.
Take it away.
And there you have it. The keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. That's soup to 33728. You cook this down. Not long. You don't need to because the chicken is cooked obviously already.
And there you have it. To infuse, as we say. I love that. Then once it's done and it's looking absolutely spectacular, of course, dress it with a little bit of thyme. And thyme really is, thyme and sage, probably the two perfect accompaniments to chicken. It's already looking amazing. But we would suggest adding maybe a couple of drops of the Echinoforce just to give it a little extra boost. But we know Echinoforce comes in a variety of different formats now. You've got the drops, you've got the small tablets as well. And Echinoforce Junior, which is safe and ideal for your young'uns to take in as well.
It tastes great as well. Yeah. They really made it to master, the strong Echinoforce taste. I love that taste as it is.
Someone's been stealing his child's Echinoforce,
Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. The minute you run out, you got to share. You got to share. Sharing is caring. But there you have it. Try that out. It's a nice little chicken soup. A couple of drops of Echinoforce in there as well. Real immune boosting smoothie, antiviral, antibacterial as well. The keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. It will be uploaded on our website as well.
ExpressoShow.com,
man.
Thank you, Dr. Stratham. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
A. Vogel's Echinoforce is the world's strongest herbal product that's clinically proven to prevent and treat colds, flu, and their complications.
All right, welcome back to our conversation with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. We're talking about fighting temptation in your relationship, especially in the age of social media that has opened up so much for people out there to explore, not just in the Tinders and all these other apps, but also in how you conduct yourself in a relationship. So we said that we received a lot of engagement on social media, and one Dion Smith had this to ask. He said, how do you react and respond if you exchanged contact details with a third party with your partner's approval, and this third party subsequently propositions you for an affair on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, because it feels so flattering, right?
I guess so. That's why he would ask the question in the first instance, because the
Yeah.
answer seems quite simple.
Yeah, exactly. It feels very flattened. So there comes his temptation of, I'm really tempted to go ahead with this because my ego's been really tickled and I want to pursue this a little longer, this feeling of being desired and having this invitation. But, I mean, this is such a clear 101 situation of you being able to say either to your partner, listen, let's open up the relationship, or else say to the person on social media, I'm not up for this.
Yeah, yeah. But is it as simple as that? Let's say you were going to take the one side, right? And you go to your partner, hey, I want an open relationship.
Yeah.
Could we engage with person X,
Yes.
right? That's one scenario.
Yes.
Second scenario, you go to person X and say, no, this shall not forthwith be happening. Your
Yes.
proposition has been declined.
Exactly.
Stamp and leave it to the side. But do you leave it there? Or do you then also go back to your partner and play open book? And say, third party that you allowed me to exchange contact details with has just propositioned me, and I've had to decline, and I'm letting you know that this is happening.
Of course, you do have
Yeah.
to. The whole thing is to do away with any secrecy.
Yes.
It's kind of much more difficult on social media because it's in your face. We call it the AAA engine. It's affordable, it's anonymous, it's accessible, which is why the rate of infidelity has escalated so much since we have the internet and people on social media. But you keep yourself and your integrity intact, whether you're in real life or whether you're online. You should be able to have a sense of your own compass, of your own moral compass, of what it is that, how do I want to be living. I don't deny that social media is unbelievably tempting. It seduces us, which is what my byline in my book is. It's a seduction that you feel so very attractive and you feel so positive. And a lot of people will say as well, Kat, that it adds a huge element of happiness to their lives and a quality to their lives, having another person online that they're chatting with.
Yeah. As always, our number is open 021-430-9881. We're having a chat with Dr. Eve about temptation in a relationship. When does your interaction on social media start becoming harmful to your relationship? And I want to talk about all the aspects around it. So not just the interaction on social media, but also how it's perceived in your relationship and how you react to it. And why I'm asking that is, for instance, if, let's say, your partner, and you said secrecy is a very, very bad thing, like you were saying. So you play open book, open cards, there's my phone, it has no password or whatever. Some people might say, but it's my phone, it's my privacy. So where then do you draw the line between privacy and non-secrecy?
Yeah, that's a big issue. Before we go there, I do want to pick up a little on what you're saying here because I want to expand our conversation. This isn't just about infidelity in terms of sexual infidelity or emotional infidelity. People feel cheated and betrayed when their partner spends an inordinate amount of time on their devices. And I know the listeners are very aware of this and are with me on this, that this is what I hear in my therapy room all the time. I'm really concerned that my partner is ignoring me, neglecting me, because he or she is online all the time.
Wow.
And what they're doing, they might be playing games or Facebooking friends or on Instagram, having Instagram, either conversations or not even crushes. I don't even want to sexualize this, but just being incredibly distracted by the stuff that we do, whether you're reading news, whether you're on Twitter. It might be sexually benign, but there is a huge distraction, and that's caused harm in our relationships today, Kat. That people go to bed with their devices, that they are neglectful and not engaging in conversation with partners because we're so seduced and captivated by the millions of other people that we can be engaging with and are very stimulated by that. Remember also that what happens to us when we get online is that our brains become still. So we quieten down, and that's what we like to do. But it's neglecting our relationships.
All right. Well, we'll keep the conversation going just after the break. 021-430-9881. Temptation in your relationship and how social media plays an impact on it and how to fight it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Meet the top 10 finalists for Presenter Search on 3. From Johannesburg, Mosa Kaiser is an actress, radio host and honors graduate from Wits University.
I work on radio because that is the fastest way to influence people.
And I also want to change the world one interview at a time. Anything that's entertainment, that's Mr. Kaiser. It is Monday and I'm going to make sure that you start your week on a great note. People want to see me on television because I'm so lovable, I'm so warm, I'm your friend. You want to see me again, right? You don't want to drop that remote, you want to stay with me, right? Yeah, I'm your baby. Yes, 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 yes. And if I don't win this thing, then I'm going to be a rapper. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's choking. How? His time's run now. Times are over. Back to reality. How I spend my moments in between a series, I hike, I box. I listen to my grandfather play the jazz. I do not like jazz music. I like my grandfather. You kidding? I have one hidden talent. I can read into the future. You see, you right there. You're about to take a picture of me. There it is. Post it. @Mosa_Kaiser SA.
Catch Presenter Search on 3, Thursday nights at 8:30 and watch the top 10 compete to become one of 3 new presenters on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Dr. Eve involved in some hot conversations on the Twitter streets right now, answering your questions about social media, how it affects our relationships, but also fighting temptation in a relationship with regards to social media. Because you said something very, very true.
What?
That we need to acknowledge the fact that when somebody does double tap on that picture that you posted, because it was a picture of a throwback Thursday of how you looked good 10 years ago, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good, but you need to watch where that line is, where it goes from appreciation to, oh, exactly. I'm liking this too much now, I want more of it. Anyway, with regard to that, Mpo Lepo on Facebook had this to say: the mind is a powerful tool used to be constructive or destructive. A strong mind is one that focuses on the steadfastness of building with better strategies than yesterday, rather than to attract the opposite with their thoughts. So this begs the question, how much weight do these social media interactions hold in a relationship?
Well, I think it depends on, excuse me, I'm choking at her.
You're not the only one. Hey, stop frying the pepper, okay?
Is that what
I think
it
that's
is?
what might be happening outside there somewhere.
Goodness.
Anyway, let's get back to it.
So it depends on how. Let me tell you, why do people get onto social media and become quite obsessed around it? We talk about different feelings that drive us there. So I want our viewers to think about it as well. How do I feel in the situation which drives me inappropriately or too compulsively onto social media? Am I feeling at this moment mad, bad, sad, bored, lonely, or hungry?
Yeah.
I'm going to say them again. Am I feeling mad, bad, sad, lonely, bored, or physically hungry?
Oh.
And if you're feeling any of those feelings, please attend to the feelings rather than grabbing a device and being distracted by that and therefore not present enough with your partner or with yourself.
Yeah. So are those all triggers that could drive one to do that?
Exactly. Those are the clinical feelings that we tap into to say to somebody, this is what's happening to you, that's what you're really feeling, which is why you're driven to respond, and that's why you're so tempted to spend too much time there. We can't deny the fact that we're there. I love that we're there. It's fabulous. It's a new form of communicating. But if you're spending too much time there, which interferes in your relationship, or you're being present, you really have to consider, what am I really feeling and how do I really attend to those feelings rather than turning to something like social media.
Okay. So if we were to take that coin and flip it, and you are now on the receiving end, and you have been monitoring your partner's social media interaction, and you feel, why?
Why are you monitoring their social interaction?
We'll get to that. Let's take a call. Can we take a call?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. On the line this morning, this is Soto. Soto, good morning, Soto.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for the call. What is your question or your comment?
Actually, this phone thing is harming my relationship so badly. My man told me straight that his phone is confidential and he's not going to touch my phone, and so I must do that as well.
So I want to know what troubles you about that.
Because he's spending so much time on his phone.
Okay. So more what worries you is that he's spending time, but much more than that, you feel excluded from his world because his world is very much in social media. Is that what you say?
Yes.
And you feel that you want to be included in everything that he does?
Not in everything, but why does he have a code or telling me straight that it's confidential? What is it that is confidential?
You see, I'm coming back to the fact that we grow up in a society that teaches us that we should have absolute availability, or we should be able to access every single thought that our partner has. And I'm going to ask you, do you feel secure in your relationship? Do you feel that this man is attentive to you and caring and loving and devoted to you?
Yes, he is, because most of the time we're together. He does everything I need.
Yes.
He travels with me. Almost everything, if I may say.
Yeah.
Yes. But this confidentiality thing makes me wonder, what is it that is confidential that I mustn't know?
So I think, it's a very natural human feeling that I feel left out and I wonder what's really going on with him. I think you want to hold on to the fact that the most parts of you are feeling well attended to by him. And I think it's important that the two of you have a discussion like Kat and I did around what would you define as infidelity. If he were chatting to somebody, or if he was sending pics of himself to somebody that you would feel is just private with you two, you could say, I'm not comfortable with that. I think the other thing that is bothering you is that he seems to have made a unilateral decision. Like, this is what I want. I'm putting passwords. I'm having confidentiality. It doesn't sound like he checked in with you and had a discussion with you beforehand. Or like, are we in agreement around this? It sounds like he made the rule and he said, this is what's going to happen. And maybe that's what's freaking you out here.
So if I have told him how I feel about it several times.
And how does he respond to that?
He keeps on saying, phone is confidential.
Okay, so this is where I have a problem, because the problem is that he's not listening to the distress of his partner. It's not so much about the phone. It's more about I need to listen to my partner because she's expressing distress.
Okay.
And because of her distress, I need to change my behavior. Because what's most important is my relationship with myself, but also with my partner.
All right. Suta, thank you so much for the call, and thank you for sharing with us. And these are real life situations we're talking about that are happening every single day.
So important, Kat.
I wish we could carry on, and we need to reserve another Monday so we could carry on with this,
do that.
because as soon as I mentioned the previous question about when you have been monitoring your partner's social media usage and you deem it inappropriate, your first question is, why are you monitoring it? So now there's another layer that we can address next time. But thank you so much for your time and expertise.
So nice to see you
Thank
again.
you so much for all the questions we got from you and the calls as well. Please carry on interacting with us on social media. And as always, thanks, babe.
Now we're back in the kitchen where we, and I say we lightly, where Ewan is going to make a quick and easy delicious fish goujons. Fish fingers, basically, with a creamy tartar sauce cooked in Be Well, Fry Well oil with the creamiest tartar sauce ever made from Be Well Gourmet, thick and creamy mayo, already sounding delicious. Great recipe to make with the kids, for the kids, because it's so simple and easy to prepare. And then we're getting those omegas, we're getting all of those beautiful nutrients of fish into their diets. And luckily for me, Jack loves his fish.
Yes,
my house constantly smells of fish. I can't deal with it, but this way is a way of really making it delicious and hopefully something that I can take in.
You would know, the boys, I mean, my boys especially, they love the little fish kind of fingers, those kind of thing. But doing it yourself, you know exactly what is going into that recipe. You know? So you know that it's healthy, you know that there's no funny hidden things in there. So let's put it together. So we got some hake, all right? We've got the skin still on, all right? The skin is absolutely perfect. Some great omega still in there as well. And it keeps the fish kind of together, which is like a hake is a very soft kind of fish. So what I'm going to start off with doing is just kind of season it a little bit. Salt and pepper.
Nice.
On the plate.
Hake is nice and responsible as well in terms of its fishing process.
I know, once again, this is quick and easy. I'm just going to pop this out of the way. All right, so here we go. So what we're going to do first is just throw it in some flour. So what the flour does is absorbs any extra moisture that the fish might have. Hopefully it doesn't, so that it doesn't explode when you put it into the oil.
It doesn't break up once you put it into the hot oil. Cool.
Absolutely.
I get that.
Easy like that. Then into the egg. Bam, give it a nice little dip. And then we just have some crumbs on this side, any kind of biscuits.
Glue, our binding, and then this provides the crisp.
That's it. Let me do this one as well. Bam, bam, bam.
I suppose you get creative with spices and seasoning in that coating, that outer layer, but
exactly.
But I mean, I guess you want to keep it as, like you say, clean and.
But you've got the dipping sauce that goes with it, with the lemon as well, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And now, just nice and careful, you can see. Look at the crumbs sticking on that.
Careful now, buddy.
Bam, drop it in, nice and easy. Away from you.
And listen to the sizzle, baby.
And you fry that till it's golden brown, and there you have it.
And luckily, the fish doesn't require a huge amount of cooking time either.
Especially hake, because it's very, very quick and easy. And as you can see, it's frying away beautifully in our fry well oil. Now for the dipping sauce, so we got some yogurt, some plain Greek yogurt. We got our Be Well mayo, canola mayo, which is nice and creamy as well. Just top that up with some 2 spoons or so in addition to your yogurt.
And this is kind of like an omega explosion here. We know the Be Well very rich in omega-3, courtesy of the canola.
There we go. A nice little zingy taste to go with the dipping sauce.
The lemon and the fish combo is tried and tested.
And then we have some gherkins, because you have like a bit of a tartar sauce, so you want that in there as well. So it's very quick and easy.
And like this again, you know exactly what's going in here.
That's it.
And I think when you have a kind of a very creamy tartar sauce, often you're kind of negating the health of the fish and the lightness of the fish by overdoing that. But this is the perfect accompaniment flavor-wise, but also on a health level. Yeah.
Dude, there we go. It's as easy as that.
Oh yeah.
You just check on the fish here. They are looking phenomenal. Check at this. Check at that. Yes.
Oh, look how wow, dude, well done.
Brother.
Well done.
Let me just bring a plate over. I want to pop it. Bring me that plate over there. Come on.
Let him join his little friends. Come on.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, well done.
And look at that, man. Look at that.
You nailed it.
Easy, easy, easy.
Nicole, our resident foodie, is cheering in the background, man. You did good. You did good.
So that is how easy it is. I mean, look how quick that was. If you want to put something together very quickly, all of the recipes that we've done so far this morning is perfect for that start of the week meal.
Yeah,
quick and easy, quick in, quick out. The kids will enjoy this one specifically. I think I might just turn to this one for dinner tonight.
Oh, man, that's lovely. I'm putting it in a lunchbox and I'm keeping it with me for the rest of the day. The keyword is Be Well to 33728. If you'd like us to send you this ingredients list, you just SMS that to 33728 and we'll send you a link. Click on the link and the recipe is yours.
Hey, man, I'm making more.
So now that we've got dinner sorted with that delicious fish goujons recipe, let's see how we can sort out dessert on Afternoon Express earlier today. Now, one of the most delicious things in the world has got to be cheesecake. Here. And Chef Clem has just a recipe that'll have you in and out of the kitchen in no time as well. So make sure that you tune into Afternoon Express today at 4:30 p.m. for a no-fuss 5-ingredient cheesecake that looks amazing. The recipe is simple, easy to make, and absolutely delicious.
Oh man, all right, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. After a very short break, we cover our Mandela Monday hero and inspire you through their story. And then, of course, Timothy DeMonk, still the man of the hour. He'll be performing for you live after the break.
Testing 1, 2. She kissed my lips like a stone cold killer. I guess I never wanna see her again. She hits the clubs like a freak on a weekday, and maybe she's just trying to figure out where I stay. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. I guess I never wanna see her again. I guess I never wanna see her again.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday morning. Thanks for starting your week off with us. Now, if you run or cycle, then you're most likely doing it to stay fit or for a sense of well-being and as a celebration of why it's good to be alive and have good health. Now, Neil Stacey does it because he experienced TB, one of the most dangerous illnesses, and he's beaten it, returned to full health, and he wants to help many other TB patients out there to achieve the same.
With this group, they got their numbers.
With 2 feet for TB for every kilometre Neil runs or cycles, a sponsored food parcel is being donated to TB patients to keep their bodies fed right and primed to fight TB. For this and his inspiring message, Neil is our Mandela Monday hero.
I was told that I had TB in 1990, and I decided that I wanted to do something for TB. And then I had this light bulb moment, and I said, well, I run and cycle, So why don't I let my feet do the walking for TB? Creating TB awareness in South Africa is extremely important because people don't understand the devastation that TB can actually cause. Every 3 seconds, someone is infected by TB. Every 21 seconds, someone dies of TB. So during the time that we've been running, you can do the maths and how many people have actually died from TB.
The run was awesome today. The weather was perfect and the group that I ran with was fantastic. I was diagnosed with TB at the age of 22, and when I was TB free, I decided that I wanted to tell everybody about TB and just to make awareness that TB can be beaten.
The way that my campaign is about is that I intend in the next 7 years to run every marathon, every ultra marathon and every cycling race in South Africa, and in the process create awareness, but also to do various campaigns and projects, for example collecting food parcels, getting food gardens, etc. We have started a food garden, and the whole idea is to make TB patients aware that ground gives life. So we've got a food garden in one of the suburbs in Cape Town, and we run races and we get donors to sponsor vegetable seeds, and it's just so nice to feel healthy. You eat clean, you run clean, and you live a clean life. My whole motivation and behind this is so that I can make people aware that there are people that are dying from TB out there. And the more I can create that awareness, the more people will know and understand what TB is all about.
Not everybody is aware that TB can be beaten, and because of his campaign, we can spread the word.
My advice to TB patients is persevere. It's 180 days of treatment. Take your tablets every single day. If you don't take your tablets, you'll default, and then you'll have to start the cycle all over. It's only 180 days of your life. If I can save one person's life that's had TB, then I have actually fulfilled my whole entire goal.
Oh, what a fantastic initiative
Awesome,
indeed, man. Absolutely love that. Right now, though, we are keeping you healthy. We're making sure that your spaces are clean with Mac up next. That's right, it's How to Shine with Mac Home Cleanup Series. Now, apart from the cold winter that brings with it a variety of bugs, flu and colds, all of which take their toll on our health, of course, but making it more important to ensure that our household hygiene is up to scratch, especially since we are spending more time indoors during winter months.
So let's start with some great tips here this morning. First up, Mac Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach is formulated with a high level of sodium hypochlorite combined with a detergent as well. That's the key to ensure thorough cleaning while disinfecting your home. If a 24-hour germ protection is important to you and your family, then Mac Thick Bleach is your go-to product for complete peace of mind.
Absolutely. Now, we know that bleaches are efficacious, but there's still a difference between thick and thin bleach. That's the question we want to know. But thick bleaches such as Mac offer thorough cleaning and disinfecting. Now, thick bleaches also are designed to cling to surfaces such as the inner walls of the toilet bowl, thus ensuring maximum germ protection. Now, thin bleaches, on the other hand, do not contain the same level of sodium hypochlorite, and they don't contain a detergent, so they are not as efficient. So how do you tell if a bleach product is thick or thin? Well, it's actually very easy. You just check for the foam. If it foams, it's a thick bleach. And when used as directed, bleach is a safe, convenient and effective method of improving and maintaining hygiene within the home. And this is also as a result of two properties. Firstly, the detergent's ability to break down dirt, and secondly, the bleach's germ-killing action, and together giving, of course, an excellent cleaning power.
So let's move on to our next tip. Mac Thick Bleach is a versatile product that can be used around the home. So let's start the cleaning. Let's get down to business. Cleaning the toilet results in improved hygiene, obviously, by preventing the growth of germs and bacteria. This is especially important because every time you flush the toilet, the aerosol effect results in a fine spray, and this is freaking me out, as I said, of liquid from the toilet across a 1.5 meter radius of that toilet's area. That's why it is so important to use a thick bleach regularly, morning and night, to kill germs germs and keep the toilet hygienically clean.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a big tip to note on. And then the next tip, the kitchen sink and drain as well. You have to do that. You have to attend to the plug holes. Now, pouring neat thick bleach into drains helps to remove accumulated organic matter, which might otherwise produce foul smells. We don't like those
want
foul
that in the
smells.
kitchen, no. So now moving on to our fifth tip, bleach is also great for general cleaning around the home, especially the kitchen, especially if you've got a little one running around the house as well. Germs can be found almost anywhere in the home, but one of the most important areas of risk is that kitchen, obviously, where warm, moist conditions form an ideal breeding ground for those germs. These germs then can be spread throughout the house or brought into contact with food. So the use of a solution of MAC thick bleach to clean cupboards, sinks, chopping boards, very clever, dishcloths and floors are all potential breeding grounds of germs. It's going to reduce the risk of food contamination, most importantly.
Exactly. Now, with your young children, elderly or debilitated people in the home, it's important that hygiene practices are regularly and carefully observed. And then lastly, it is important to read the product label and use accordingly. Now, MAC thick bleach can be used neat as required or make up a solution to wiping down larger surfaces. Now, MAC thick bleach should be kept upright and stored in a cool place. Also avoid storing it in direct sunlight or next to a heating appliance. Very important. And then I think the most important fact of all is store out of reach of children and preferably in a lockable cupboard.
Yeah, man. Keep it out of reach. So MAC obviously makes our cleaning days that much easier, and we want to take it a step further and give you a MAC hamper, and we're doing it every week. So congratulations to Shireen Jacobs.
Yay.
Well done. She won the hamper last week. To stand a chance of winning our next hamper, you've got to SMS the keyword MAC to 33728. It's going to cost you just R1.50. No free SMSs apply. But as always, all those terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. This week's giveaway rounds off at midnight this Friday.
New MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach actively disinfects and cleans surfaces all over the home, making it easy for you to shine.
And with just under 10 minutes to go before the end of the show, we have one more live performance from our guest artist, Timothy DeMong, coming to you live after the break.
Testing 1, 2. I guess I never wanna see her again. I guess I never wanna see her again. Jay Lucen, Zay? I'm talking to you, Zay.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to Dumela and Dumela Gape as we catch up with you quickly on our social media pages. Expresso Morning Show SABC3, that's who we are on Facebook. We were playing a little game of Guess Who earlier on. If you look at this blurry picture, we gave you a couple of clues and asked, who is this Swazi-born South African actress known for her role in Skeem Saam and recently celebrated her birthday in the Maldives? Can you guess who this is? A lot of people got it right, except you. Khimanatisi. Isn't it Tembisiet? No, it's actually Amanda Dupont. Dupont? I don't know how you say it, but Khaukhela got it right. Sinetemba got it right. Kwanele also got it right. Khulofelo getting in the mix. Simnigiwe, Caroline, Randall, Iketing, Ntabising, Zoe also got in the mix there. Mudiehi, Nongawe, Ulebocheng. I'm just gonna keep reading your names until they tell me to stop. Nosipo, Gugu, Carol, Lindiwe, Tinkerbell, Sweet, Nomfundo, Zotwa. Everyone getting in on the mix and getting it right. That's our Guess Who game for today, and it is Amanda Dupont.
Oh man, I've absolutely loved having you and your crew here. Timothy DeMonk, you're a champion dude. You've been like a breath of fresh air on the show, but the music, I think, is really where you stand up. You're doing something special, something fresh, something that South African radio and South African music really does need, and we are so proud of you for breaking out. He has gone independent. He is doing it for himself. But we love everything that you've done up until now, and you're going to give us a little taste of one of the songs that I think really cemented your place in the industry. Yeah. Here he is. He's going to embrace his emo side right now. This is for all the young lovers out there. I never want to see her.
Like a stone cold killer. I guess I never wanna see her again. She hits the clubs like a freak on a weekday, and maybe she's just trying to figure out where I stay. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. I never want to see her again, and I don't want to stay around here to catch love, cause she's the type to always go off on her buzz. And people say that I'm a problem, but I've got some. She keeps me coming back for more, it's all I want, love. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. Oh no, my dear, we can't go back now. Oh no, my dear, you stay right here, love. I guess I never want to see her again. I never want to see her again. Oh, addicted to your love, it's got me going up, but maybe we should give it up on this note. Oh, addicted to your love, it's got me going up, but maybe we should give it up on this note. Oh, addicted to your love, it's got me going up, and maybe we should give it up on this note. Oh, addicted to your love, it's got me going up, but maybe we should give it up on this note. I guess I never want to see her again.
See you tomorrow.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Guess I never wanna see